need to just start the NXT stream a bit later. I just don't seem to be able to kind of get away from the member stream. We have some really good conversations, and honestly, I really enjoy it. I mean, I really do like our member streams, so I'm certainly not complaining about the member streams, but I just cannot get away. We're just having like so many conversations about AJ Lee and, you know, smaller wrestlers, and just some really good chats. Favorite moments of the year so far and things like that. So apologies that I am delayed, but that was the reason why. I also need to mess around with this because I had it set up on the one screen, but I did not have it set up here. I need to tweak these. Let me delete this and let's get the chat on screen so that you guys can get your thoughts across. I really don't know where the conversation is today. I'm not aware of there being like loads of news. I'm not aware of there being like loads of... I need to have a look, actually. Talking points. Let's have a look at wrestling. What's on Wrestling Observer? We'll have a look at Wrestling Observer. See what they're dealing with, what they're playing around with. Let's take that here, and we can have a look at the preview as well. Let's go there. Lovely. Right. Former AEW wrestler announces a return to training. Don't care. Triple H praises AJ Lee's return as charismatic as ever. Yeah, I agree with that. I thought she was excellent. What is he? I mean, he would say that though, wouldn't he? It's funny, she's been out 10 years and she's not missed a beat. She's right in there, as charismatic as ever. Fans are loving it, so it's going to be great. So there we go. That's Triple H's thoughts. It's kind of cutting it off a little bit, but I agree. I wonder where he made those comments. Sounds like he was being interviewed. Raw on Netflix, September 1st, hits record low. Yeah! We got a record! Come on! Yes! Records. We did 2.4 million for Raw on September 1st. So not this week's Raw, but the week before. 2.4 million. New record, baby. New records. Triple H confirms Cody Rhodes' status for WrestlePalooza. Now, the streets were saying he was going to be there. So, is he going to be there? Triple H confirmed that Rhodes... I'll give you a spoiler now. Cody will be back. So, yes, he is going to be on the show. So, yeah, that's what the streets were saying. I think that was in... Yeah, it was. It was in The Last Unseen, wasn't it? So, goods... Collision viewership rebounds. Triple H confirms Cody's status. We read that. Maven praises AEW and Tony after recent visit. Josh Alexander says why he chose AEW over WWE. Tony Khan explains decision to add Bryan Danielson to commentary. And there's a new trailer for The Rock's Smashing Machine. Apparently that's very good. Apparently very good. Right, let's go WWE and let's have a look at a preview. Let's have a look at a preview. Oh, they ain't even got one. We can't look at a preview. We ain't got one? God damn. Maybe I can go over to Twitter and we can have a look at the NXT account. WWE NXT. Let's have a little look. Let's have a look and see. Oh, that's a pretty fun picture. That's pretty fun. Look at that. That must be Roxanne Perez's dream picture. That is Roxanne Perez with mother, father, and their pet dog. That's the punks right there. There are the punks. So we've got Perez, Mendez, and Punk. Actually, if you take Mendez and Punk, combine them, you get Perez. Kind of. It's a great picture, that. It's almost a complete wrestling family, just missing Eleanor. That's Cora Jade, isn't it? Cora is punching the air somewhere. Yeah, that is great though for Roxanne. Roxanne. Right, let's have a look, shall we? At WWE NXT. NXT. Perhaps they'll have a preview on here. She's the past, present, and future. Homecoming next week. Guys, I cannot overrun with the member stream next week. We have got to be on time, mate. Next week. I forgot. Homecoming. Oh, my God. We go back to Full Sail. What's she even saying? What are you saying? Go on. Go on.
Jacy Jayne, we're going to play a little game called This or That, the greatest NXT Women's Champion of all time.
Me. It's me.
We're going to choose Roxanne Perez or Asuka.
Asuka.
Asuka or Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Charlotte or Io Sky.
Io Sky.
Io Sky or Lyra Valkyria.
Io Sky.
Io Sky or Bayley.
Bayley.
Bayley or Julia.
Bayley.
Bayley or Kairi Sane.
Bayley.
Bayley or Shayna Baszler.
Bayley.
Bayley or Jacy Jayne.
Jacy Jayne.
Jacy Jayne or Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah.
Come on. Are you for real? It's me. Do you not remember? I beat her. I shocked the world. She's not on my level.
Jacy Jayne or Becky Lynch.
It's a good one. You got the man, and then you have the rock star. So obviously me. I win. I'm the rock star. I win. I'm the best.
Jacy Jayne or Tiffany Stratton.
I mean, she's just going to keep picking herself, isn't she? So, I mean, I don't feel like I need to watch that anymore. At least they didn't put her at the start, because this would have been a really dull video. But I'm not sure about some of them picks, to be honest. Who is going to earn a future title shot at the Women's Tag Championships? We've got ZaRuca against Fatal Influence against the Culling Triple Threat Elimination Match. Okay. Yeah, the flag matches tonight. So, square off in a flag match tonight. Ethan Page, Tavion Heights. Get to know Blake Monroe.
My first wrestling memory was when Mickie James beat Beth Phoenix for the Women's Championship in London, which is where I am from. So, my favorite WWE superstar growing up, and I feel like this is definitely going to be a really popular answer, but it's Jeff Hardy. It has to be. I wanted to be him or marry him, and neither really happened. I knew I wanted to be a wrestler the minute I watched it. I just fell in love with the stories they were telling and the way it made me feel, and that's how I want to make people feel. One thing most people don't know about me is I actually went to culinary school and I am a trained chef. 3 words to describe Blake Monroe. Well, obviously, glamorous, fierce.
She knew she wanted to be a wrestler, so she went to culinary school. I knew I wanted to be a wrestler as soon as I saw it, so immediately I booked myself into culinary school and I became a chef. Sorry, what?
Yes, champion.
I mean, listen, it's good to have something to fall back on, isn't it? Yeah. Right, we got Javon against Josh Briggs. They're going one-on-one tonight. Tatanka is taking on Lainey Reid, and we have got Dark State. Oh yeah, that's a title match as well. Hank and Tank taking on Dark State. So we've got that coming up as well. So actually, it's not bad, you know. It's not bad. That could be a lot worse. So I think tonight will be good. But you know me, I like to be honest. I think next week will be better. Next week, we're going home. Yeah. We're going home. Homecoming next week. So for me, next week will be better. But tonight looks okay. James said, Daze, AJ Liam Rocks FaceTimed Eleanor. Oh, did they? That's nice. That's nice. Liam said, what would we think about a mixed tag match as the stipulation that whoever wins the titles? So if Punk wins, he gets the world title. And if AJ Lynch gets the IC title. Spoke about this the other day. It's one that keeps coming up. I I'm not a fan of it for this time. The reason why I'm not a fan of it for this time, we just spoke about it on the member stream actually, is I don't think we need to move that fast. I also think that AJ is amazing and has come back looking like she has not missed a step at all, certainly with her promo. But when it comes to the in-ring, I think we can all understand if she just is going to need a bit of time. I mean, she has been out the ring for 10 years. She is going to have ring rust. You can train all you want, but actually having a match and being in front of a crowd and having that crowd cheering for you and sort of driving you forwards, it's hard to replicate that in a gym. So, you know, we see people come back quite often. Even Rusev spoke about how he needed to get rid of his ring rust in this feud with Sheamus. And how, you know, like, he's done that now and he thinks he's in a much better place now. I think, you know, considering she's been away for 10 years, I think she is going to look good in that mixed tag match because she'll only be in there for short bursts. And they'll obviously plan it like they do with Logan within an inch of its life. And so she'll get in, she'll do some moves, get back out again. And just like Ronda, at WrestleMania 34, they'll make her look great. But is she ready to carry a belt, have singles matches, one after the other, and, you know, hold her end of the bargain in a full match and have that weight of being a champion, you know? Is she ready for that? I would say she could be, but why rush? Like, why do we need to rush? Why, where's the fire? What's going on? Why can we not just bring her back and do a return match and then build to a title match? So, you know, we could easily do a title match a bit further down the road. The other thing as well is by putting all those eggs in one basket, you're kind of having AJ's return match, AJ's first championship win, and CM Punk winning it all in the same match, which is a lot of moments just put into one match where, from a booking point of view, to me, it makes a lot more sense that you would want to spread those out. If you think that every Raw, every SmackDown, every PLE needs moments, talking points, why would you put all your eggs in that one basket? I don't get it. So this is a conversation that keeps kind of showing itself. It's a conversation that keeps being had. So clearly there's a lot of people that are thinking this, right? For me, I would not do that for the reasons that I just said. Whether WWE do it or not, I honestly don't know. They do a lot of things that I wouldn't do. Like the John Cena heel turn, for example, like bringing Brock Lesnar back, for example. You know, there's things that they do that I wouldn't do. So I wouldn't do that. Whether they do it, we'll have to wait and see. Robert said, Daze, maybe start member streams early on a Tuesday. They seem to be getting a lot more people interacting with questions. It's tricky, to be honest, because in America, it's 5 p.m. that it starts. So, you know, by the time you finish school, got back and everything, or got back from, I mean, some people don't finish work till 5. So it's kind of, it's a tricky time, really. We can't go later because it's too late for the UK. I mean, we've got a good UK audience. We've got a good US audience. I mean, to be honest with you, I need to give quicker answers. You know, I need to give quicker answers. But you know that I like to try and flesh them out and explain myself because, well, I think part of it is because I see a lot of quick answers being given on X and whatever, and there's no substance to them. Do you know what I mean? There's no weight behind the answer. There's no real reasoning. I mean, part of that is the character limit, and obviously I don't have a character limit. So I like to provide as full an answer as possible, kind of explore it. And I always feel like that answers the question, but of course the truth is people are joining the streams all the time. They won't have heard me answer the question previous, so we do get quite a bit of repetition, which is fine. There's no avoiding that. There's no way that we avoid that. But yeah, that's the thing. I need to just be quicker and just move on. Jim said Ronda has expressed an interest with signing with AEW. Honestly, good for her. Don't have any ill will towards Ronda. I think Ronda has burnt bridges with WWE fans. I think Ronda has burnt bridges with WWE fans. I think people can more than understand that. And I think that it's just really unfortunate. I think it's really weird how fans are willing to watch Bad Bunny kind of get a win over Damian Priest in a street fight. Bad Bunny, who looks stick thin to me and carries no threat whatsoever, can beat a professional wrestler in a street fight, and that's just praised. But yet Ronda Rousey can go in, who's legitimately one of the baddest women on the planet. And, you know, like, because she doesn't quite have the skills for pro wrestling, like she is, you know, kind of looked down on. It's really weird because she did a full-time schedule as well. She was doing house shows. So, I mean, I saw her do a house show in London. I actually went to one, so I know she did them, because I went to one in London to see her at the O2. She did a live event that was not televised. And the reason I went was because Ronda was there. I mean, I love Ronda. I think what she's done for women's sport is really underrated. You know, Dana White said there would be no women in UFC if it wasn't for Ronda Rousey. She was the reason, because before that he said, I am not having women in the UFC. I'm just not doing it. And then he saw Ronda, saw how marketable she was and how good she was as well. I mean, she was like beating girls so quickly that he was like, okay, let's give this a go. And that just, you know, got women into the UFC. So she is actually responsible for women fighting in the UFC. And obviously she would be champion. She'd be on the front of magazines. I think she broke down a lot of boundaries. I feel frustrated that they didn't treat her better. I'm frustrated she wasn't a Paul Heyman girl. I'm frustrated she didn't have a manager or a mouthpiece. I mean, she couldn't talk, but I actually heard that she had a bit of an issue with her speech when she was younger. And as a result, like promo-wise, she was always going to struggle. I don't know that that's a skill that she actually ever would have been able to have developed. So it's one of those where we find a way of presenting, you know, people. Why could we not have found a better way of presenting Ronda? Why was it that Ronda was just so hard for WWE to figure out? I don't blame the fans. I'm not having to go at the fans. I'm just saying I find it very frustrating that, you know, pro wrestling is about getting to, like, you know, some of the baddest people. If you think before cage fighting, I mean, we used to think that we was watching just the strongest and the fastest and the deadliest people on the planet. I used to. I mean, we used to get like Kamala from the Ugandan giant, from the forest of Uganda, right? He was the Ugandan giant. And, you know, you'd see Kamala and, you know, he was just like this savage that had to have a handler and had to be controlled. And you was watching him and you was watching like one of the baddest police officers that was here to serve justice in the Big Boss Man. And you was watching like Hogan, who was like this Marvel comic hero that had been brought to life, the Hulkster. And you had the Warrior coming to, and then you had the Undertaker representing the darkness, talking about death. And like, as I was growing up, it just felt like the flipping Avengers. Like, it just felt like we'd got the baddest people from all over the planet. It was like Street Fighter. It was honestly like Street Fighter. Like, we had just got the baddest people and we were just putting them in matches up against each other to try and figure out, like, here's Andre the Giant against Mr. America Hulk Hogan. Here's the Warrior. Here's the guy that represents the UK that's just like, and that was the British Bulldog, you know? Just like, ah. And it was like flipping Street Fighter. And it was so exciting. It was so exciting. And I know that times changed. And I know that steroids went out the sport. And I know the history. But to see someone like Ronda, who is legitimate, like, she could murk everyone. I don't think there's not a single girl that I would worry she would struggle to beat in a real fight in the WWE locker room. I mean, she brings legitimacy. She, you know, if you want that Street Fighter vibe, if you want that collection of the baddest people, then Ronda Rousey was one of those. She might not have been the baddest, right? That might have been Amanda Nunes, who was in UFC. I mean, times have changed. We know that UFC exists now. But challenge. I mean, she went off about Alexa Bliss and was like, why was I in there with Alexa Bliss? And it's like... I mean, she's got a point in a way. Alexa Bliss was small, didn't stand a chance against Ronda, and got beat comprehensively. I mean, to be honest, she got beat fairly straightforward, one of the things I remember was Alexa like twisting her arm back to make it look like her arm had been broken. I mean, Alexa was having to do stuff like that because as a contest, it just wasn't really a contest. So, you know, you need people that can kind of stand up to Ronda. You need a Nia Jax, you know? You need a Shayna Baszler. Like, you need someone that's got some sort of, you know, ability against her. I don't really know what Alexa was going to bring to the table. I mean, she doesn't bring power. I wouldn't say she's the most technical of wrestlers. She's not a brawler. I don't really know what she would bring. She's a good person to have around. I'm not down on Alexa, but I do just get where Ronda was coming from on it. I really do. And, you know, the fans turned on her. They got frustrated with her. They got frustrated with her lack of promo. They got frustrated with the fact that she would, like, get annoyed. I mean, she got frustrated at how she was being booked. She then lashed out at WWE. Fans didn't like that. That caused friction. She then goes off on the fans, and it's a downward spiral. Do you know what I mean? Then you find yourself in the situation you find yourself. So if handled better, I think you can get something out of Ronda Rousey personally. I think you can get something. Well, we did. We had an amazing WrestleMania 34 match where people were saying she was a natural. After WrestleMania 34, people were like, that's one of the best celebrity matches, if you call it that I've ever seen. And people were full of praise. And I think it got like over 4 stars from Dave Meltzer. So they found a way of presenting her well there. It's just, you know, I think she was too active for her own good. I actually think part of her problem was she wanted to do this the right way. She wanted to actually work on a regular basis. She wanted to be on the shows. She wanted to do the live events. She wanted to be that full-time, I'm all in kind of approach. And she got overexposed. She got found out that her skills were not where we thought they were. And as a result, her promos obviously suffered. Her match quality wasn't quite right. When we could have protected her a lot more. So I find the Ronda one quite frustrating, honestly. I mean, I'm a big believer in, well, you know me, I like legitimacy. I like to believe that what I'm watching is real to an extent, you know. Obviously there might be the odd occasion where you have to just go with it, but by and large I grew up believing what I was watching was real, and I believed that for a few years, and that massively shaped how I watch wrestling. It's really interesting actually, because I wonder how the kids view it now. Because I grew up believing what I was watching was real for a few years. I've got no shame in admitting that. I was a kid that didn't know any better, didn't even know what this was. And they, you know, wanted you to believe in it. So, and I did for a few years. And that massively shaped the way that I read wrestling and look at wrestling, you know, was that I believed in what I was watching. So that's why, you know, now I enjoy a Gunther, a Sami Zayn, and people along those lines, because those are people that go in there and look like they're having matches. And this is why I enjoy Ronda, because she's legit. I know she's one of the baddest women in the planet. I watched her in the UFC, and I can believe that if she gets in there, she's going to be a problem for girls. So, yeah, if she goes to AEW, then I would hope that she gets treated better, honestly. William said, my wife said that she would never have sex if she was carrying as soon as she found out, because it's gross and it would be child molestation in a sense, says William. William, thank you. Stephen said, are you going to watch the boxing on Saturday night? I am, yeah. I currently do have plans to do that. I need my voice to recover a little bit because it's a bit weak at the moment. I was saying that during the member stream. I don't know why, but it was really a bit weak. I sort of need it to, I don't know, get a little bit better than where it is. But anything medical could cause problems, says Adam. Daze, your voice went out from glazing AJ so much, said Mayor Pete's. Oh, she deserved it. I thought she was excellent. She's getting a lot of love. But Ronda was a problem until she faced Liv Morgan. Ronda was a problem until she faced Liv Morgan. Oh, you mean a problem as in like murking people? Yeah, well, I mean, that booking was so frustrating, wasn't it? You remember that? You remember where like they did that pin tap out thing, and then Liv had people chanting at her, you tapped out, and she got a bit upset during that interview. And it was like, oh my God, we've really botched this. That was probably the earliest Triple H botch, actually, if you think about it, because that happened on the first show he took over. I think SummerSlam that year, the year that Brock came down with the tractor. I think that was the first SummerSlam that Triple H took over. And that was the one where we did the armbar tapping out, pin, shoulder down thing. Yeah. Yeah. A few years ago now, that, you know. It's all about the members on here these days, said Positively Hostile. I don't think that's true. It's not actually. It's about the super chats. We had so many the other day, I couldn't even get back to the live chat. I was saying that during our member stream. I was like, I just couldn't even get off the super chats. So it's not about the members. I don't prioritize reading members' messages. That is incorrect. Dormouse said, I have just got to go. I've got to make dinner, but much love and respect to the community, says Dormouse. James said Ronda wasn't even that good in the ring. Well, I mean, you've got to know that if you're going to bring Ronda in, that she is bringing an MMA style. So is she going to have drop kicks and things like that? Like, no. She's going to have some submissions. Obviously, she's got the arm bar. She's got her judo. So, I mean, she does have transferable skills. But, yeah, I mean, they needed to... it would have been a lot better for her to have been off TV more, in the PC more, give her less matches, and, you know, try and, like, train her up and, you know, get her to a level where she can... you know, be a better professional wrestler and actually show some variety in her moveset. So, again, you know, undeniable that mistakes were made. My frustration, as I said, is actually not with the fans. My frustration is with WWE for not finding a way of giving her a mouthpiece and getting her trained. And I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if she should have gone through the NXT system, to be honest. I mean... I don't know what you would have done. I suppose when it comes to big names like Logan, like Ronda, they don't really want them going to NXT to learn. They just want them to just know it. And the only way that you can get by with them like seeming like they know it when they don't is the Logan Paul approach, which is put him in matches where the other person sort of carries the match. And, you know, he will learn, or she will learn, they will pick things up, and hopefully a few years down the road, they can start to carry more of their end of the bargain. Daze, the other day you showed off a championship belt. What else is in your collection, says Bones? Oh, I got quite a bit, but haven't I? I mean, you've seen that image from unseen. So that is still set up exactly like this over there. So I've got like loads of these figures. I think they're roughly still in the same order as well. I mean, I'm looking at the top row, and it's Kevin, Undertaker, Rock, Cena, Undertaker, Roman, Mr. Perfect, Terry Funk. Yeah, so it's exactly the same. So it hasn't changed in years and years and years. So I mean, I've got all that stuff over there. I've got more figures in boxes. I've got loads of DVDs. Loads. I mean, before the network came along, the only way you could watch shows was by having the video or the DVD. And in the UK, they did something called Tagged Classics. And Tagged Classics was a DVD set that had 2 shows on DVD. So you had 2 DVDs. So it might be WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 3 and WrestleMania 4. SummerSlam 2000 and 2001, right? So for, I don't know how much they were, like maybe $17.99, something like that, you would get 2 shows. So I've actually got a lot. I think I've pretty much got all the early paper 80s, maybe 90s, hard to say. But yeah, I mean, they released those. I don't think they released those in America. I don't think they did. I think it was only in the UK they released those. So before the network, I was getting those. And then, of course, the flipping network came along, and there's all the shows. And you go, oh, my God, I've wasted thousands. I've wasted thousands of pounds. But, you know, as time goes by, I sort of think, well, I don't regret having them, actually. Because you never know where these shows are going to move or what paywall they're going to go behind. I mean, we don't have the network anymore. Then it moved to, like, Peacock. Now you've got stuff moving to ESPN. Who knows where the library's going to go? So I don't regret having them. But I got loads of those as well. I got a few belts. Just bits, honestly. I mean, I think if you're a wrestling fan, you just get bits over years. So, yeah, bits and bobs here and there. Jim said, sounds like it might be time for a collection tour. It's a bit tricky, honestly, because I don't really, other than that corner, I don't have anything set up to show. I mean, my belts are kind of tucked away up there. My DVDs are in a box in a storage place. So the only thing really is that corner that I can show. I've got do you know, it's funny actually, because my brother said what you should do, and he might be right. He said you should open up your storage unit and just show people what's in there, because he's like, people would not believe the stuff that's in there. I mean, the stuff that's in there, I've got boxes of figures, I've got boxes of kids magazines, I've got figures, I got rings, but I mean, there's like a sofa in there, there's DVDs, there's CDs. I honestly don't know. I know there's a coffee table in there. I think there's toaster, and I think there's like a workout bench. And it's one of those, like, you know, storage wars. You open it up and you go, Jesus. And there's just so much in there. Like, you can't, it's hard to squeeze in. So, I mean, maybe that's a video one day. But to be honest, the bulk of that is not mine. A lot of that stuff is like my dad's kind of stuff that he just wanted out the house, like boxes of antiques and things like that. So a lot of it would be dull, but there are some gems in there as well. So a few interesting bits in there. So I don't know, maybe we keep saying that we'll sort through it. So maybe next year we'll sort through it. Big Time said, Daze, Raw did 2.4 million globally last week. A new record coming off Clash in Paris. Worth mentioning that the time slot changes are brutal for the US. On the East Coast, it aired at 3 p.m. West Coast, it was 12 p.m. Oh, yeah, that's right, isn't it? So it was in Paris, wasn't it? That's a good shout, actually. I'd forgotten about that they were in Paris for that Raw. So, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, look, when you've got a reason like that, I think you've got to expect a decrease. So, it did 2.4. What does it normally do? Is it 2.8 normally? I mean, the thing is, if you're not going to watch it live, it is so easy to just watch highlights. And the problem with WWE is that you can just get away with watching highlights. You could watch a review, hear about everything that happens, so you're up to speed. And there might be a couple of things that like, it is worth watching this actually. The AJ segment was really good. So check that out. And, you know, Jay with his little attack at the end is probably worth watching that. Just seeing like, you know, a little bit there. I mean, honestly, when it comes to this week's Raw, you could probably get away with that. I thought this week's Raw was okay. I mean, I gave it a 7. And I enjoyed it. I was engaged. I got bits out of Lyra against Raquel. Like, there was bits in that match I really enjoyed. I like that kind of modified Boston Crab, as I was just saying during the members stream. So, I mean, there was things that I definitely took out of it. But, yeah, for me, it was... also a show that if you missed it, I think outside of the AJ segment, I don't think there's anything essential you need to see. The Bailey thing was good. The Asuka thing is fun. You can watch any of the matches, but I don't think any of them were amazing. And the Jay thing at the end, I mean, it was fine for me. I gave it 7. But that's the problem, isn't it? If you don't watch it live, you can probably get away with just watching a few highlights. It usually does 2.7, 2.8. Last week was the show with Punk and Becky, and that carried it. We all thought that it was a bad show if you take that out. Kai Plays said, let's not talk about Raw. I'm not supposed to watch it because of my friends, so please don't talk about it. Hang on, what? You're not supposed to watch it because of your friends. What's that mean, Kai Plays? Kai Plays, what's that mean? Are you friends with AEW fans and they're not letting you watch Raw? Because I got some things to say about that, if so, yeah? You need to dump them friends, and you need to come back over to our sides, yeah? Don't get bullied by AEW fans, right? Most of them have never seen a vagina. So don't you get bullied by AEW fans. If we need to flip in, take them down, we'll take them down, right? Kader said that's pretty much the norm for matches with Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, about them not being essential. You need better effing friends, says James. Yeah, that's right. Rob says, hello, Rob, talking to William. Curtis said, I've struggled a lot this year to stay up for Raw. It's just a lot of filler. Yeah, I do agree. I do struggle, as people know, with single stars being in tag matches and tag teams in singles matches. And I think, like, when you do that kind of stuff, like, it doesn't matter who wins. It just doesn't matter. I mean, they use that word momentum, don't they? It doesn't matter. You know it's nonsense. I know it's nonsense. Momentum does so much heavy lifting. Momentum. I mean, I could maybe buy momentum if you're trying to get some wins together to make an argument for a title shot. But for me personally, if you're a single star and you're winning 6-man tag matches, it's not much of an argument that you deserve a shot at a world title or a singles title, is it? If you've won some 6-man, you can have a shot at the 6-man tag championships, but guess what? We ain't got any. So why are we doing them matches? Do you know that the match that I think frustrates me this year more than any other match? And there probably could be another match I would find more frustrating if I sat down and thought about it. But the match that frustrates me the most is Roman Reigns and Jey Uso against Braun and Bronson. That is currently winning the Daze Award for the most frustrating match of the year. And the reason is because it achieved nothing. Roman and Jey won, and that was it. And Braun and Bronson took L's, which is frustrating. And there was no repercussion. I don't remember them getting shouted at for losing. I don't remember Seth saying you let the side down or anything along those lines. I don't remember anything like that. And fast forward, and now we've got Usos against Braun and Bronson against the Usos. So, we've already done Jay and Roman against Braun and Bronson. And now you fast forward a little bit. Now we're doing the Usos against Braun and Bronson. Because that match at SummerSlam achieved diddly. It achieved nothing. It was a flipping waste of time. That is currently my most frustrating match of the year. Again, if I sat down and thought about it, I could maybe find an alternative. I mean, there are so many filler matches, but that one, annoying. It was annoying. At least Roman against Bronson really got his shoes back, At least he got his shoes back. So we got that out of it. But, Braun and Bronson taking L's. So, there is a lot of filler matches this year. There is a lot of stuff which is just skippable. Doesn't matter. It makes no difference the next week. No difference whatsoever. Especially with the tag division is as bad, said Curtis. That is true, actually. I don't know why we've done so much work on the SmackDown tag division, and then the Raw tag division is as bad as what it is. That's a good point. I don't know why that's the case. I don't know why they've not built the Raw tag division to be better. I think they are trying to invest in New Day, and we're starting to see the War Raiders a little bit more. So maybe there's a few flickers. Just a few flickers that were starting to, do something. But I think it's Judgment Day that's got the titles, isn't it, at the moment? I can't even remember who the champs are. I think it's Judgment Day. I know the New Day don't because they're in, and I know that the War Raiders don't. I don't even know if I could name another team that's on Raw. So there's definitely a lot of work to be done there. Big Time said, if we had the opportunity, would you rather watch CW commercials during NXT over the Netflix clips? I remember the Christmas Eve episodes. You watched the 10 p.m. news for a brief time. No, to be honest, I don't care. The reason why I don't care is because I use commercial breaks during the shows to catch up with everything I need to catch up with. I don't find myself having much time in streams. And I think the reason for that is because we're doing polls. We are getting folders together for the talking points video, which obviously is kind of something relatively new. So I've got all these things that I do now where I've got to kind of get stuff sorted, So actually now, I want to try and get to comments. I need to get to super chats. I need to compile folders. I need to listen to promos. So, during a match, I'm watching and I'm seeing if there's any good spots and if there's any kind of slip up on commentary or a botch or anything I need to be aware of. Then during the promos, I'm, trying to listen, but I'm also talking to you guys. So actually running polls, jotting stuff down, putting things in folders, I really do need the commercial time for that. So that's where, for me, it's a little bit tricky because I'm kind of juggling a few things and it's kind of hard. And one thing I really don't want is for the stream to not be engaging. I mean, I hate just we spoke about this the other day. I hate just sitting here not talking. I've got a built-in, like on a radio station, there's some sort of alert if there's been dead air for 30 seconds. I'm pretty sure on a radio station, if you don't talk for about 30 seconds, there's some sort of an alert to let people know we've got dead air. I feel like I've got an inbuilt one of those, where if I don't talk for a certain period of time or there isn't anything kind of happening, my brain just starts going off we've got dead air. So, yeah, I sit and watching adverts, whatever. I mean, it would have to be a really dull show. It'd have to be a show that's really boring. It'd have to be a show where I'm just not doing as much. So if I was watching news or something like that, and I can only imagine that we weren't doing talking points videos, and I don't even know what we were doing with match scores. Don't know. Can't remember that specific stream, to be honest, but there will have been a reason as to why I had a bit more time to do that, but I don't really have that time now. Kai Plays said, I'm going to fight my power, but I'm still going to wait because I want to watch Daze, and this is the only side. said Kai Plays. Kai Plays, shout out to you. As long as you're not being bullied by AEW fans, because we won't stand for that, right? We won't stand for that. We will go to war, right? I don't like the tribalism. I'm not trying to fuel the tribalism, but we will go to war if you are being prevented from watching WWE by AEW fans. I will burn that place down, right? Not literally. This isn't a terrorism threat, right? Just verbally, I will burn that place down, right? So, Adam, shout out to you. Appreciate the support, my friends. Adam, do I follow you for your generosity? I do. Of course I do. Adam's been generous before. Adam, thank you, buds. I hope you're well. I hope you've had a good day. Adam said, did you catch Rusev Oba? And thanks again for Unseen. Well, thank you, my friend. I didn't catch it because, well, to my knowledge, it wasn't shown anywhere. I mean, there's some footage that's around of it. So I saw a clip. I believe, was it part of a six-man tag match? I don't think they did Oba Rusev as a singles. I saw that they did Oba Grayson as a singles. And then I think the next night they did it as like a six-man tag. Apparently, the streets are saying that the reason why they're doing these live events with main roster stars is because of Homecoming. So we might get some announcements tonight that actually connect with those live events. So could it be that Rusev is announced for next week? Could it be that Grayson, Roxanne, Raquel are all announced for next week and that they're going to be on that show? I mean, it absolutely could, right? Because apparently these live events they did that featured Raw and SmackDown stars was a warm-up, tease, builds for the Homecoming show. So I don't know if it's just like part of the festivities. I don't know if it's just kind of like part of the build, doesn't actually connect, or if we see Rusev and he will be... I mean, we could do Oba Rusev, you know, and it could be that this was a little warm-up for that. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting tonight to see what gets announced for next week. I mean, next week's so exciting. I'm genuinely so excited for next week. Black and Gold's NXT might be my favourite WWE show of all time. Might be like the pinnacle. I mean, the great thing about that show was I remember there being a lot of clean finishes. I remember it being a case where it was an hour and it did not outstay its welcome. Like, you would watch and you would want more. You'd be, you'd be like, man, I feel like this show should be 2 hours. But it's so much better to want more of a show than want less of a show. Having a conversation about, oh, it's 3 hours, but it's too long, it needs to be 2. It's so much better to watch a show for an hour going, no, I think it needs more time, man. We're just not getting to see everyone. But the great thing about that is you didn't see everyone every week. I don't think you should see everyone every week. I think that you should, from a show point of view, kind of show people off, showcase people each week. So, you would do your feuds, you would have like little recap things, you'd do like 3 matches, and, you'd have like, join us next week. Finn Balor is going to be on but oh my God, Finn Balor next week. So you wouldn't see Finn for a few weeks, and then it'd be like, oh, Finn Balor next week. That'll be good. And you might have had Sasha this week, or the Vaudevillains are going to be in action next week against American Alpha. You'd be like, oh, mate, that'll be a great match. And, of course, you build to the takeovers. And the takeovers were like 5 matches, 2-hour-long shows, but they were just so good. And I distinctly, it'd be funny actually to go back and watch them now, but I distinctly remember watching Takeovers 2014. And I remember thinking, that's just one of the best shows I've ever seen. You would watch a takeover and it would have had a fun build. The matches would have been brilliant. And you'd be like, honestly, that was so good. I don't see how anything's better than that. And then the next takeover comes and you'd be like, that's better. That they have actually now beaten the one before. And I just remember it just being this, it just seemed like a gold mine. Black and Gold 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. I think it did start to dip actually in quality once you start getting towards the pandemic. I mean, I think pandemic obviously is a massive change. You can't really count that. I mean, we leave Full Sail, but I think towards the end of its time at Full Sail, it started to dip a bit. But I think 13, 14, 15, 16 kind of era, Sammy, Kevin, Four Horsewomen, Balor, Shinsuke, Asuka, you know, all these kind of people. I think like we are in such a great place. Such a great place. Just so enjoyed that product. And it felt like a gold mine. It felt like there was just gold everywhere. It felt like there was so many matches you could do, so many great moments that were happening, and it had this energy, man. I don't think we're a million miles off it now. I just think that the quality of the performers now is not quite to the same level as it was. And part of that is because the quality of performers now don't have indie experience. Back then, the majority of people came from the indies. So they knew how to wrestle. They knew how to do promos. They knew what their characters were. They knew what their promo style was like. They wasn't trying to work it out. They knew it. It was about perfecting. Rather than learning, it was about refining. Rather than learning, it was about, you know, doing things the WWE way and understanding where the hard cam is, what the things you can do are, what you can't do, blah, blah, blah. Whereas now you've got people that are learning how to wrestle. And you didn't have that as much with Black and Gold. So I think that this is the closest we've been to Black and Gold since Black and Gold. I think this is the most enjoyable period for NXT since Black and Gold. But I think it's still behind Black and Gold because Black and Gold, as I said, had indie talent that knew how to work, that were superstars in their own right. Whereas we do have some of that here with like Ricky and Ethan and Blake and Jordan. We do have that. But then equally, you've got people like Oba and Trick and people like that that have been learning how to do this. So it's a bit more varied now. I do love it now, though. I am a fan of this. I mean, I think this has been the best show in 2025. And I know many of you agree as well. But the ability for 1 week to go back to Full Sail and embrace Black and Gold and to bring back some of those names from yesteryear. And I hope there's names that have left that come back. I hope, listen, give me Paige next week. Give me Paige next week on that Homecoming show. Give me William Regal on that show. Give me the Vaudevillains on that show. I don't just want like Rusev, Roxanne, Raquel. I don't just want people coming from the main roster that we see anyway. Give me those people like Enzo. Not happening, but give me Enzo. I'd love to have Enzo on the flipping Homecoming show next week. Give me Carmella, right? Give me people that we don't get to see anymore. Surely that's the joy of a show like that. It's nice to see people come back from the main roster, but we get that anyway. Give me people that we don't see. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that show next week. It's going to hit me in the feels, and it's just a bit of a shame, really, we weren't streaming at that time. Would have been really fun to have been streaming at that time period because it really was a fun time period for NXT. But I have to keep stressing this. I do think what we've got now is the next best thing. And I don't think it's that far away, honestly. Granted, maybe we've dipped down a little bit once we've kind of lost a few of the women. You know, the men's division has certainly been stronger. I don't think it's terrible, but it's certainly been stronger than it is right now. So, you know, I feel this is why I feel comfortable in saying that it's not the same level as what we had when we had the Four Horsewomen and we had Sammy and we had Kevin and we had, I mean, even Neville was an amazing talent. Brilliant. So entertaining. And we had so many great stars back then. I mean, Johnny and Tommaso, I mean, they started 10 years ago. They were around in 2015. So it's crazy to think they were around like during a lot of Black and Gold as well. So, yeah, really good. But Roxanne doesn't even feel like a rookie to me anymore, said AB. Mayor Pete said, give us Enzo and Cass against the Vaudevillains. That would be fun. I'd be down for that. Do you remember they faced off and Enzo knocked himself silly? Because he got thrown against the ropes, and I think he tried to do a bit of a baseball slide under the bottom rope, ended up smacking his head on that bottom rope, which snapped his head back, and he ended up like just down, and he was out. He was down. He was out. Match was stopped, and yeah, he was in a whole world of pain. So, but he was obviously a very entertaining talker. They were so over as well. They were like one of the most over teams in all of NXT, in all of wrestling, I would say. Enzo and Big Cass. Vaudevillains, not so much, but they were always a personal favourite. I just love the gimmick. These two, like, 1900s kind of strong men coming out in, like, sepia kind of colour. And they would obviously come down. They had the facial hair and they had the old school singlets, no knee pads or anything. And they'd come walking down. Loved that. And they had the megaphones, didn't they, where they would announce their intros. Yeah, they were great. And the Ascension as well. Do you remember the Ascension? They were a sick team. They were so good. I mean, they felt like the second coming of the Legion of Doom. And then they went to the main roster and it just never worked. It just never happened. I don't know what that's about, because not only did the Ascension not work, but the flipping... you can make an argument War Raiders haven't really worked out. You can make an argument, well, more than an argument, Authors of Pain didn't work out. So all these, like, powerful teams that have come through NXT just seem to die a death on the main roster. I have no idea why. Reese said, I'm currently watching NXT Black and Gold now, all the episodes. I watched William Regal against Cassius Ohno. What a gem. Oh, that was great. That's great. That little feud where Cassius was going off at William Regal being the GM at the time. Yeah, that's good. I don't know if I could put a time frame on that. 2014, at a guess. Kind of around that sort of time. Yeah, very good. Big Time said, when AEW started up, I did feel that hurt NXT Black and Golds. They were presenting something similar on a larger scale. Yeah, I think you might make a good point there, honestly. I just detected, I think it would be false to say that Black and Gold was amazing until the pandemic. I don't think that would be correct. That's not quite how it is in my head. In my head, there is a dip. I mean, I don't think it's anything that couldn't have been recovered. If we hadn't have had the pandemic, we dipped. Could we have picked it back up? But to be honest, I think we would have found ourselves where we are now. I think WWE they're doing the right thing, which is they are looking everywhere for the best talent possible. And that has to be the right thing. So rather than like back in the day, just hitting the indies and doing tryouts, now they are reaching out and going, right, let's get the best athletes. It doesn't matter if you can't wrestle. We've been doing this for decades. We can teach you how to wrestle, right? So just come and give us the raw ingredients and we'll do the rest. And that is right to me. That's right. You could send these people off to the indies where they'll struggle and potentially quit and leave wrestling to go and pursue like a desk job that's going to pay them better. Or do you just keep them in-house, pay them, look after them, knowing that they are hopefully going to be big stars and hopefully they're going to maximize their potential? I mean, look at Trick, look at Oba. If you had just sent them to the indies, they might have packed it in. They might have just thought to themselves, I can get a desk job and that'll pay a lot better than this. But both of them now are looking to be really good stars for the future for WWE. It's took a lot of time. It's took a lot of investment. It's took a lot of training. But it might all be worth it in the end. So I think they're right to do that. I think they're right to have the WWE ID program. I think they're right to have picked up AAA and, you know, to have a look at, like, you know, what talent can we get out of Mexico now? I mean, they have got a base in Mexico where they're competing with CMLL now. CMLL have got a fight on their hands because any great, exciting, young Mexican talent, WWE won it. AAA won it. So there is a battle, no doubt, between AAA, CMLL about attracting that best young talent. And listen, WWE have got a big ace up their sleeve, haven't they? Because they can turn around and say, listen, we've got a Mexican promotion where we can make you a massive star in Mexico. But if things go really well, we can bring you to NXT and we can make you a global superstar. Like, you could end up going to Raw, to SmackDown. You could be at WrestleMania. Like, the sky is the limit. If you've got the skills, we've got the platform. And CMLL can't match that. And can't match that. So, you know, WWE have got a big ace up their sleeve. So I think they're right to kind of take the approach they're taking. And, you know, eventually they'll open up NXT Europe. They'll open up one over in Asia. I can't remember. I'm trying to think of that map that showed all the... I think there was one in Australia. They had several dotted across the world. And the plan is that these feed into the Orlando NXT, which is the main NXT. And actually, that'll be better, wouldn't it? Because all of a sudden now, that talent that's not quite ready for NXT, just ship them out to Mexico, ship them out to Europe, ship them out to these other ones, use Evolve, and when they're really good, then bring them into NXT. So I think the future for NXT is really bright. I think we can get back to black and gold days. Because the only thing for me that lets it down is some of the talent is just not really ready. I mean, a Thea Hale. You know, if you think about how much TV time she's had, I like Thea Hale a lot, but I think we could agree that she probably could have spent a bit of time in Evolve when she first started in NXT. And then she could have gone and learnt a bit in Mexico, could have spent a bit of time in Europe. By the time she had all that experience, if you bring her back to NXT, she is going to be at such a higher level than where she was. You know, she'll be operating at such a higher level. You've got a much better talent there. It's better for her. It's better for NXT. It's better for the viewer. I mean, it's win, 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 win. So, I mean, it's very exciting what they're doing. I'm very excited with it. But it's just getting it all off the ground, isn't it? I mean, it's a big upheaval. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of like trying to get the structure right, and but they'll get there. Obviously, they know what they're doing. James said, today I finally got round to watching the Schmeichel documentary that I recorded on Sky. It is fascinating, and it is worth watching if you can. Do you know, he was my favourite player growing up. Kids grow up loving Messi and Ronaldo. My favourite player was Peter Schmeichel, and it was not even close. He was just not my number one. I mean, the reason for that is because when I was at primary school, which is like elementary school in America, we call it primary school. I did not care about football. I didn't watch it, didn't follow it. I watched wrestling, and I watched cartoons, and that was me, really. But when I went to secondary school, which in America is high school, it was very clear. Everyone was talking about football. I kind of went to that new school, and people were like, what team do you support? And it was kind of like that. They asked you that before they asked you your name. What football team do you support? I was like, not sure. So, you know, very quickly, like, my mate supported United. I had not been playing football. So, you know, I wanted to, you know, be accepted. So, of course, like, I ended up going in goal because no one wanted to go in goal. So I was like, I'll go in goal. More than happy to go in goal. So I kept going in goal. So, of course, then you'd start watching the goalkeepers to see, okay, what do I do? How do I do this? And the very best one was Peter Schmeichel. And he played for United. and that was my mate's favorite team. And so, you know, I was leaning that way anyway. And so, yeah, I mean, like early 90s, I end up starting to support United. The crazy thing was, at that time, I cannot even remember if they'd won anything or not. I think it was around the time of the first Premier League. So I think they had maybe won the first Premier League or were just about to win it. But time is difficult, like, because I wasn't really, do you know what I mean, paying that much attention. But I early 90s, I got into Man United. But it's funny because people would then say, oh, you're just a glory hunter. It's like, I had no idea. How did I know they were going to go on to win all the stuff they went on to win? I had absolutely no flipping idea. So this is why I feel like I was very blessed to enjoy supporting them throughout the 90s and the 2000s. I mean, their greatest period ever. And I was very blessed to, you know, be right there to enjoy all that. That, you know, now I'm okay with them struggling. I feel like this is, you know, okay. I deserve this. I had it so good. I deserve this period now. I am getting restless. I think we are, you know what I mean? I'm certainly ready for them to start picking it up again. But, yeah, it was good. Really fun. So I don't think I've seen that documentary. I'd like to see it, though. Steve said, it would be fun to see some former NXT superstar surprises. That people are not under contract, but realistically, I don't expect many, if any at all. Yes, I agree. I would like to. I would like to see some surprises. Whether we can get that or not sure. How are you? This year is special for tag wrestlers having singles matches, singles guys having tag matches. Also, Daze has heat with AEW confirmed. Well, not yet, I don't. Or not that I'm aware of. But if they're going to start bullying WWE fans, yeah, then we got a problem. Thea Hale can go to Evolve still, and she could team up with Cappuccino Jones to form, here we go, G Doggy Dog, The Brew. She loves doing her coffee videos, doesn't she? She goes out and goes to places and checks out like local coffee shops and whatever. So I've seen a lot of people saying she should do that with Cappuccino Jones. I'm sure she must have spoke to him. But yeah, she would actually be someone quite good, I think, to put in the Evolve women's division. I don't know what plans they've got for Thea, but they certainly don't use her very often. So I don't know if she's dealing with a little injury or something, but she could go to Evolve and, you know, try and find something that can really propel her forward, you know. Trini said, I wonder who is the people, but then I remember it never ends well. Adam, shout out to you, but Big Time said, Daze, remember NXT averages 650. AEW was averaging 950 a million. And look how steady NXT has been and how much AEW has fallen. NXT roster was stronger than AEW's, and in 2025, AEW's is stronger. Yeah, I mean, there is the Max argument, isn't there? I seem to keep seeing different reports as to how many views come from Max, HBO Max. I mean, I've heard that they could be around 850, 900,000 with the Max numbers. I don't know that that's true now that their numbers have dropped to the 400,000 range, but when they were at 650, I did read, I think from Meltzer, that he thought that the Max numbers would get them when they were at about 650 up to about 850. 900,000, and that actually they might not be that far from the million. So if they could see an increase again, then maybe they could find a way of kind of, you know, starting to trouble Raw. It does feel a little bit like WWE are worried. I mean, if you think about WWE now starting to counter program AEW, I don't know that we really did that in recent years. I mean, I feel like we might have done it with NXT, but now we're starting to like look at moving WrestlePalooza, and there was talk of moving John Cena's retirement match to go on the 27th to go up against AEW. So it is weird because you look at the viewing figures and you kind of go, oh, God, they're in the toilet. I mean, Dynamite did 400 and some at 1,000. I mean, I don't even think NXT's ever been that low. But then you go, well, why are WWE so desperately counter-programmed? Maybe it's just they sense blood. Perhaps they're looking at the numbers and they're like, we could finish them off here. We just need to stick the knife in. We could finish them off. Maybe that's the mentality. But as I said, Meltzer was saying that he thinks the Max situation's weird because it seems like you only have to watch for like a minute for your view to be registered. So there's an argument that there's a good couple of 100,000 views on Max, but it might not be people that sit down and watch the whole show. It could be people just flicking and they see it and watch a bit and that's it, a minute, and that would count. So it's hard, isn't it? It's not just the number now. And that's it. There are definitely views on Max on catch up. Where we are, I have no idea though. I have never seen a number that's like this is the number. This, Max and the viewing figure. This is the number. So I don't know where they quite are at the moment. I feel confident that they are below 1 million. Whether with the Max numbers they are ahead of NXT. Not sure. And that changes on a weekly basis, doesn't it? I mean, that changes. I mean, this week they did, 420 odd thousand, was it? I can't remember. And NXT did 650. So I have no idea. So it's really hard to know. But WWE seem to be really trying to stick the knife in at the moment, which does make me go, why? Why are you so desperate to do that? What is it that you're seeing at the moment that do you think they are a threat? Or do you think you can kill them off right now? Do you think that you might be able to finish it? Finish him. Perhaps it's that. Finish him. And they've got to that point in the game. It was Nick Khan, Tony Khan battling away and WWE have got the finish him. And so now they're just trying to find the fatality. Which is hard to do, honestly. I always struggled. I never quite worked him out. So I'd end up just punching him and he'd fall down and I'd be like, oh God, that's not what I wanted to do at all. I wanted to rip his spine out. Anyone cheering for AEW to fail is not a wrestling fan, says Warped. AEW TNA is what is best for the business, says Warped. Big Time said, Daze, if WWE really smelt blood in the water, they would work something out to move NXT back to Wednesday to tank AEW to potentially 300,000. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, that would hurt. It's hard though, isn't it? Because how do you say to CW, oh, this show that's really overperforming compared to what you were hoping for? Is it all right if it doesn't anymore? Because we would like to move it up against AEW where it probably will struggle. It's going to be hard to see the CW network go, yeah, that sounds good. They're going to want as many views as possible, aren't they? I mean, this has been so great for them, so just start a new show. Start a new show. Yeah. Call it Time Bomb. WWE Time Bomb. And it can go up against AEW Dynamite. Trini said there's a difference between criticising some things, hoping that opinions will penetrate someone, and now make a change and hope for something to fail, says Trini. Nice word. Nice use of the word penetrate there. And actually used in a clean manner, so congrats. Benny said, Days predictions for the future of Theory. Maybe him and Waller at Crown Jewel. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Waller does keep throwing shades. So, I mean, he could come back and go after him. So, yes, I would say there is potential for that. I think it's hard because we don't know the injury, do we? So we don't know how long he's out for. Is it just a little thing? I mean, it could be one of those where because no one's talking about it, it turns out to be something a bit more serious. And I hope not. Of course I hope not. But I don't know about you, but I don't like radio silence. Radio silence was a bit like Bray, where it just was such a shock. People just didn't know what was happening. No one was talking about it. Look at Brody. No one spoke about that. That news just completely came out the blue. No, I mean, like, he was off TV, but no one was, like, worried. There was no concern. There was no, how's he doing and all this sort of stuff. It was just completely out the blue when that announcement came. So, yeah, I mean, like, I'm not trying to worry people, but, like, I have no update on Theory. The only news we've ever heard has come from Grayson Waller, who said that Theory was out injured and he's better off without him and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully it's nothing major and he makes a quick comeback, but I don't like the radio silence on it. I don't like not knowing. I mean, not that I deserve to know. I'm just being honest in that I don't like not knowing. I would like to know that ACL tear is out 12 months or broken arm, did it whilst he was training, out 10 months. Or he's got a sniffle, out for a couple of weeks. I don't know. I have no idea. So it makes it really hard to say, oh, it's going to be back here or whatever. I just don't know. AB said, love streaming it on Max. I always forget that I have it. Do you know, I always forget I have Tubi. I mean, we will be back around soon it's tomorrow. And I will do it again, where I will tune in to Evolve and I'll be like, guys, I cannot believe how much good stuff's on Tubi. I could watch this. I could watch this. I tell you why I don't. Because I would have to turn my VPN on. And that's not a problem, but it just can disrupt a few things. Like if I'm streaming or whatever, or I'm on certain X or whatever, and I turn it on, like it can sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So most of the time I'm like, no, I can't be bothered with that right now. I need to not really be doing anything to, mess around with all that. It's not as easy as just going to the website. Because if I just go to the website, it ain't going to work for me. I've got to turn the VPN on. So, but it's worth doing because they got some really good stuff. I used to tape Raw on my older brother's VCR and then record WCW downstairs, says James. G Doggy Dog said Evolve rules. Dean said, what things would you change about Tiffany to make her better? Well, I'd give her more to say than just it's Tiffy time. I mean, I think her biggest problem is a lack of depth. I think that I would speak to her about her in-ring. I don't think there's much you can do there. I think we've just seen everything she can do. So she just needs to keep learning and add in moves and kind of mixing things up a little bit. The thing I would speak to her about is I think that when she connects, like, it looks pretty brutal. Like, in the... I don't know that she isn't actually injuring some girls. I wouldn't be shocked if people have matches with her and they're a bit banged up after. I would speak to her about that, depending on the feedback I get from her matches. But I think they're keeping her matches a little shorter now. If you look at the length of Tiffany matches, it was kept short at SummerSlam. It was kept short at Evolution. And honestly, that's probably right, but it's probably not great that you've got a champion that you're having to keep their matches short. But I just think that we've gone so quick with her. I mean, I think she only walked in the door at WWE 4 years ago. So she has gone from knowing nothing to being one of the top women's champions on the main roster in the span of 4 years. which is, I mean, honestly, I mean, if I think that I love wrestling, I've loved it my whole life. Could you imagine if I'd walked in the door, well, just during pandemic, walked in the door as we were doing streams in the year 2000, got trained from nothing to now being a world champion on the main roster. I mean, it is crazy. So I think her problem is we've moved too quick with her. Honestly, I think we've moved too quick. I think we all got way too overexcited. I think we kept giving her like things to do. She kept killing it. And she was brilliant in NXT. But I personally think her boxer tricks has run out. I think, you know, those cartwheel handsprings, I mean, you see them and they're not having the same impact as when you first saw them. And I think that her kind of really sticking it in at first was like, oh, she really lays it in. But now you look at it and go, she really lays it in. Are these girls all right after these matches? And, you know, moveset-wise, I don't see much in the way of variation. So I actually think in-ring, we've got a bit of a problem in that I don't think there's a quick fix, because I think she needs to refine her work. I think she needs to polish it up a bit. I think she needs to be adding moves. I mean, like, my advice to her is if you are not doing work at the PC or not training with Natalia or go into a wrestling school and putting work in, if you're under the impression that you've completed the journey, think again, right? You need to be working as hard now as you did when you first walked in the door. That's the only way we're going to make movement with her in-ring. So in-ring is a bit of a concern. Promo-wise, I just don't find any depth in her character. It's Tiffy time. What time is it, guys? What time is it? Tiffy time. That's right. That's right. That's about it. There isn't really much more to her character than that, you know? I mean, I thought that she stood firm and showed strength in that promo exchange with Charlotte. I know people might not have liked the line of, what's the score now? 0-3. And then got out the ring, you know? I mean, that showed a bit of fire. That showed a bit of sass. That showed a bit of the real woman behind Tiffany Stratton, right? I mean, that's actually more depth than we've seen in her scripted promos. The fact that she would be like, sorry, what's the score? 0-3 now, in reference to Charlotte's divorces. I mean, if she had have cleared that line with Charlotte beforehand and used that as a promo line and it actually have been allowed, that's a great line. It is a great line. I mean, pointing out the fact that, oh, you think you're all that, well, you ain't all that when it comes to marriages. I mean, if she'd just checked it with Charlotte, because it was a bit personal, very personal, and Charlotte had, like, greenlit it, whatever, or if they had an agreement where nothing is out of bounds, then, you know, that line would have been fine. But, yeah, of course, she, of course, was showing her teeth a bit there because Charlotte was making it hard for her. And Charlotte was, like, making fun of how squeaky her voice was. And so, you know, look, Tiffany fired back and she hit the nuclear button. And, of course, Charlotte fired back with, is that why Kaiser's in my DMs? Which, as soon as Charlotte said that, she must have been like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. That just comes across so petty. Because he's not in her DMs. So, I mean, she's just lied, you know, out of desperation. Just to get that final shot in. Just kind of threw a line out there, which I don't think she would have had prepared. So in many ways, quick fixing, but yeah, a bit embarrassing. The whole thing was a bit embarrassing, but that 0-3 line is good if it had been pre-approved. And that's the kind of depth that you just don't get from Tiffany segments and promos. So the real woman, I don't know her name, whoever plays Tiffany, right? Whoever Tiffany really is, I don't know her name. Whoever that is, she clearly has got the ability to do more and show more. I mean, when things got real, she was ready to, you know, show her teeth and actually fire back with some interesting lines. So why can't we do that in Tiffany's promos? Why is that missing from Tiffany's promos? So I think for me, like, get Tiffany and her promos to be a bit more engaging by putting some of them lines in there and showing that she's got a bit more to her. I mean, I wonder if the character's just a bit restrictive. I wonder if they want Tiffany to be a bit of a ditz. I wonder if they want Tiffany to be a bit of a bimbo airhead kind of, there's not much going on upstairs. I wouldn't think so. But that is kind of how the character comes across. Because, I mean, I can't really tell you anything interesting she's said in any promos outside of that Charlotte one. I mean, it's normally it's just, what time is it? She comes down, and I feel like she says that at least 5 times. What time is it? Every Tiffy time. Then she'll get in, and she'll be like, oh, these people know what time it is. What time is it, guys? It's Tiffy time. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like Groundhog Day. So, yeah, I mean, to improve Tiffany, I think that's a project. I don't think there's quick wins. I think, like, promos need to be more creative, need to have more depth, probably need to do some vignettes with the Tiffany character. You know, what does she do? Does she still love going shopping? Does she meet up with friends? How does she react if, like, you know, there's a problem out in the real world? That could be interesting, you know? Is she like, don't worry about it, that's fine? Or is she a bit of a Karen? Like, I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's see. Let's do something, shall we? Let's get creative. Let's do something. Rather than promo, match, which has just been all we've done in flipping 2025. I actually really enjoyed the AJ segment because it felt more of a segment, what with Seth being involved. It wasn't just AJ and Becky promoing. You know, Seth was trying to get in the ring and AJ was like standing in front of the belts. You had Punk coming down as well. And so it felt more engaging than just a regular promo. Felt like we went a little further. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that segment. But, yeah, I think with Tiffany, like, there's a lot that needs work. She is green. But they like her, and they must like her because she sells merch and the fans like her. They wouldn't invest in her if there wasn't numbers behind it, so they must feel that she's the right person to be getting behind. But I think even Tiffany would admit this has been a very quick journey from walking in the door to being where she is. And I think even Tiffany would admit that there's clearly a lot of work that needs to be done still. I don't think anything we've said there is unfair. I don't think anything there is, like, unreasonable. There's just work to be done. I like Tiffany. I liked her a lot more in NXT. I thought when she first came up, she transitioned really well. But actually, I think since she's been champion, it's run out of steam for me. I've struggled a bit with it. I don't find her segments to be interesting. I don't find her matches to be interesting. I don't find her to be someone that I get excited for if she's got a segment or she's on the show. And that's a real shame because I would if it was EO, and I do if it's AJ Lee, and, you know, Asuka at the moment I'm finding very entertaining. Like, you know, there's people that I do get excited for. And Tiffany used to be that person, but not at the moment. So, not a big problem, but just work to be done. Daze 2B has got some good things, says Benny. You can always see Good Burger and hear the Grape Nose Boy song, Blue Pity, Blue Pity, Blue Pity. Thank you, Benny. But Cody needs to give Tiffany a watch. That way she won't have to keep asking what time it is. Good point. Literally, it's a blank screen, no hands. It just says Tiffy. That would be really good, actually. She could sell those. So no mechanism in there whatsoever. Just a lovely looking watch that Tiffany would wear, right? Very classy looking thing. And it just says Tiffany on the face of the watch. And do like a nice men's looking number as well. Nice metal bracelets. Nice little thing like that. And it just says Tiffany on. And you could sell them, and I bet they would sell. I bet they would sell. I wonder if she could even take it off and give it to someone in the front row as a babyface, like Brett did with glasses. I mean, honestly, you could knock them out over in China for like £5, $5 to make. I mean, actually, if you go on things like AliExpress, some of the watches on there are so flipping cheap. With no mechanism inside either. Yeah, a couple of quid to probably make something like that. 5 at most. And then just sell it for like 30. Do you know what I mean? The markup would be great. I might do that. Actually. I might quit this. I've actually just found my calling. My calling in life is to not be sitting here talking about WWE. I need to be making Tiffy timepieces. That's what I need to be making. There's money in that. Wrestling Andy said, Daze, do you think Johnny or Tommaso will ever get a chance at the world title at the main roster? I always thought Johnny would be a modern Daniel Bryan. I did. I thought Johnny would. I think there's still time. Do I think they'll get a chance? Yes. I don't know how great of a chance, but I could see them getting like a Raw world title match, you know. Whether they would get a shot at a B show, certainly struggling to see at the moment it being like a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania. But yeah, I could see Johnny going for a world heavyweight championship. I could see Tommaso doing the same. I think they're great talents. I regard them as great talents. I got to think Triple H regards them as great talents. But I tell you, one thing that as fans we don't take into consideration, right? We're not very good at this as fans. And I think it's because we don't think, or like we don't look at it anyway. But it's in order to, if you was in charge of creative, right? And you could do anything, you're probably going to want to have some idea of what the right way forward is. You're probably going to want to have some idea of, you're not going to just completely drop the ball. I mean, you could just go completely rogue and book anything, right? And hope for the best. But when you are a multi-billion-dollar global business that's got thousands of employees that are relying on the success of the product, I don't know how brave you would be then if you was given the pen, right? So I understand that there is a lot of numbers and metrics that get used to decide what is the right way. Yeah. So we know that like merch sales, YouTube video views, Google searches, online engagement, so on. We know that this plays a big part. We know this is a factor, and it should be a factor, because I think without those things, you are flying in the dark. I mean, you just don't even know where you're going. And you can really believe in something, but it might not work. I mean, I could try something if I was in creative and just try it, but there is absolutely no guarantee that it would work whatsoever, because the truth is that we all have different opinions. I don't know if there's any two people in the world that have the exact same opinions about wrestling. I could ask you your favourite match, you might give me a different answer. I could ask you your favourite wrestler, you might give me a different answer. I could ask you your favourite show, you might give me a different answer. I could ask you your favourite moment of the 2000s, of the 2010s, of the 2020s. I can even just ask you questions about this year. Your favourite match of this year, your favourite show of this year, your favourite moment of this year, right? Thoughts on Brock coming back. Thoughts on John's heel turn. Thoughts on the main event of WrestleMania 41. I could talk to you like who should be John Cena's final opponent. I could ask you all these questions, and I have no idea that any two people would agree on every single point. I don't know that. I don't believe that to be true. I think that there are so many variables. I think that we are all slightly looking for slightly different things, or we get enjoyment from slightly different things. That we could be really close, 80%, but 20% difference. And I think this is where social media falls down. Like, you know, someone will share an opinion and then people will jump on it because they don't agree. And that fuels all this negativity. These people might all agree on 95% of everything else. But like that one thing is like, plus also you're probably not going to respond if you agree, right? You might not respond. You might look at it and go, yeah, that's cool. I agree with that. And just move on. But it might, for you to respond, it might have to be something you really passionately are against. So actually, the only things that you might hear from are the people that disagree. You might not even hear from the people that do agree. So this is where social media sort of lets itself down. So the reason we're talking about this is because when it comes to the main roster, you need to have some numbers. You need to have some idea as to where you're flying the plane. And I think Johnny and Tommaso, they're not going to have any numbers at this point. Because unless you just give them opportunity and try and push them as single stars without any numbers behind them, you're going to have to try and find a way of building them. I think that putting them in DIY and trying to give them great tag matches this year was part of the strategy of trying to build up their following, build up their support, build up their fan base, so that when you split this team, they have got a bit more momentum on the main roster. You've got all those fans that watched them in NXT, but then you've got those fans that now know them for their banging DIY matches. And that might just give them a bit more momentum. So this is where I disagree with people. When people say, oh, they're buried, they don't believe in them, they've just put them in this tag team and they're just letting them rot. I'm like, no, because I can make an argument that we're actually putting them in this tag team to try and put on great matches, to build their following. Because DIY was so good in NXT, why would they not be good on the main roster? Why would DIY against Street Profits be a disappointing match? Why would Fraxium against DIY underwhelm? It wouldn't. If you do DIY Fraxium, I'm very confident that match bangs. So, give them momentum, give them some great matches, give them fans, and build their following, and see if that can maybe slingshot them as they break apart and go off on their singles careers. So, because you need some numbers behind you. Certainly if we're talking world titles, I don't think you would want to necessarily take a chance on someone that doesn't really have any numbers behind them. I think you would want to, maybe you would if it's Brock, but not if it's Johnny or Tommaso. I think you would want to have something. I think you'd want to have some idea, So for me, this is why I've not given up on Johnny and Tommaso, and I don't believe WWE have either. I think that we do the tag team thing now, and then I could see them breaking apart, maybe feuding. If we did a Johnny Tommaso feud on the main roster, it could be great. Might be, might not be. It was great in NXT. Whether it works on the main roster, I'm not sure. Whether that's the plan, I'm not sure. But listen, Triple H knows what he's got. Triple H was in charge of NXT when Johnny was killing it, when Tommaso was killing it, when the crowds were going crazy, when he would come out and go, "We are NXT," and he'd have his chest pumped out and he'd be like, "Ah." He'd be all fired up, right? Because they were the hottest brand in the world and everyone loved NXT. Well, there's a chunk of time where Johnny is on top at that point. There's a chunk of time where Tommaso is on top and Adam Cole is on top as well. It's hard to think that he would now just go, nah, not interested. It's hard to think he would do that when he was so invested before, So this is why I'm not off the train. Well, I don't think Triple H should be off the train. So I've not given up hope yet. For me, we're just doing the tag team thing first as a way, like a la Bret Hart, yeah, a la British Bulldog, a la Shawn Michaels, a la Triple H in a way. If you think about a lot of people that got into a team, and that is what propelled. Look at The Rock joining the Nation, and what that did for him. British Bulldogs, Heart Foundation, DX. Like, you can kind of go down a bit of a list of Hardys with Jeff and Matt, you know? People that were in tag teams, and those tag teams propelled them forwards. Like, there is precedent for that. There is a history of that. And I honestly think that we could be trying the same with DIY. So we'll have to see. So I've not given up on them yet, but Big Time said, how badly has the main roster botched Julia and Stephanie? It's not been a complete disaster, but they clearly didn't have plans. Stephanie has wrestled like one match in 2 months. I think it's a bit early to say about botch. I mean, what I would agree on is that there clearly weren't really plans in place. But that's okay, because, again, put yourself in Triple H's shoes. So you look at Julie, you look at Stephanie, you think, I can use them. I think they'd be good, actually. And who knows, when he called them up, in his mind he might be thinking, we're going to do a draft. We're going to do a draft. We're going to do it after Backlash. Yeah. I mean, word was they were going to do it after WrestleMania, but then it got moved. And I think that they have spoke about the draft. And so it's really hard to say that they didn't call them up as a way of, you know, them being there for the draft. Or was it that they decided we're not going to do a draft this year, or we can't get a draft done, so let's just call up Roxanne, Julia, Stephanie, and we'll just kind of insert them into the show. But unfortunately, because there was no drafts, there's not been a way of kind of inserting them into the show. So I think it's really hard to look at it and really be too critical. I mean, this is the devil's advocate in me that comes out, because I do always kind of try and put myself in Triple H's shoes. And I think that it gives me the best perspective if I try to do that. So for me, like, he's called them up. They haven't been up all that long. I don't know that they've been up long enough where even if we hadn't used them at all, we could say they've been botched. Because even if we hadn't used them at all, I would make the argument we're trying to, you know, find the right place of getting them started. So for me, like, we've got Julia to a mid-card title. We got Stephanie, again, should have competed for the women's title at Clash weekend just gone. But Naomi had a baby, so we couldn't. So now that's been delayed. And now she wasn't on the show the other day, so now people are like, what's up with Stephanie? So there's all these things that happen. Where's the draft? Naomi getting pregnant? Like, there's all these little bits that kind of add together where I just don't think that this is chaos. I mean, there's a chaos that you can't avoid with WWE. There's a chaos that's always going to be there, because you're always going to have injuries. You're always going to have plans change. You're always going to have to overcome obstacles. You're always going to have The Rock that's going to potentially interfere. You're always going to have to change plans. And, okay, John's turning heel earlier now. What does that mean for the road to WrestleMania? And how does that knock on to other things? And now Liv Morgan's injured. So what does that mean? Well, okay, well, we've got Roxanne. We can use her with Raquel. Well, that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan. So now we're going down a road that we weren't planning on. So I do look at things like that, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know why people don't take that into consideration more. Social media is very black and white, isn't it? They don't really tend to think in the grey so much. So for them, it's like Julia, Stephanie got called up, and we haven't seen them loads, and all right, one's a mid-card champ, but she doesn't really compete that often. This sucks. And that's it. That's it. I mean, if you want to just look at it on that level and you don't want to go any deeper, then you can go, yeah, okay, yeah, it could have been better. Now what? Now what? Yeah, could have been better. But now what? The thing is that because there is that sort of natural chaos, because there is that kind of flow if you will. Like, it's not just smooth sailing. It is bumpy, naturally. Choppy waters with injuries and absences and people being let go and plans changing and drafts not fitting in, blah, 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 blah. You are always going to have this. This is always going to feature. So you have to decide, like, do you want to keep having these conversations? I'm not talking to anyone in particular here. I'm not talking to big time. I'm just talking in general, right? I think I'm talking to social media, right? Do you want to keep having these conversations? Do you want to keep having these frustrations? Or do you want to just give a little bit more leeway? Do you want to not be as, right, as tight and as about everything? Do you want to just loosen up a little bit, right? Give them a little bit of leeway. Give them some wiggle room. And then address it that way, yeah? I mean, what I would say is, like, someone like Carrion is where you can criticize. I mean, the guy's had nothing to do throughout the year. And then he had a match feud against Sammy and has, you know, seemingly been let go. So, I mean, like, you know, Carrion, you can understand the criticism. But, I don't know, to go off on Julia, I mean, we don't even know if she's not carrying a little knock or anything along those lines. Or maybe her opponents have had to change because of injury. I mean, I would zoom out. I really would. I think sometimes people get too focused in. They don't look at the bigger picture. And part of that is because you've got fans of certain wrestlers that want the best for them, and so they go off. You know, you got Julia fans that are like, this is a disgrace. You know, I can't believe they're using her this way. It's like, what, putting a belt on her? As quick as, like, you know, she's mid-card champion. All the time she's got that belt, her reign is being extended. Like, what do you want? Do you want us to take the belt off her? Do you want us to put her in catering? Like, it sometimes is a bit like, what do you want to cry about today? What is it today that you want to have a moan about? You know? Rather than, like, zooming out a little bit and giving them a bit of breathing space and recognizing that not everything is perfect, because it isn't. There is, like, this community online of people that just want to moan. Just want to moan. I'm not saying that's anyone here. As I said, I'm talking to social media on that one. I'm saying zoom out a little bit. Like, it's give them a bit of wiggle room. And perhaps the amount of room I give them is more than others would give them, you know? Perhaps there's people out there that are like, no, I'm not going to do that. I expect everything to be perfect. And if it isn't, well, then I'm going to be an AEW fan. Because everything's perfect over there, isn't it? Because everything's going swimmingly in AEW at the moment. I mean, God, show me a wrestling company where everything's gone perfect all the time. New Japan's battered. AEW's got ratings down in the 400,000 range. I mean, it's just... That's how I feel. Right. Brony said, I find it wild how they were pushing him and he was barely getting a crowd reaction. Who's that? Carrion's a weird case. He was pushed and no one cared. But then suddenly there was a whole we want Carrion thing. Fickle. Well, that's a whole separate conversation. And one for another day. I would talk about it, but, like, we've started. Here is Javon. Here is the young OG. Okay, where are we going now? Oh, he's calling out Briggs. Oh, look at the young OG. Straight out the gates. Ava's out there. Throwing shots at Briggs. Javon coming over. Shot to the midsection. We're underway, kids. We're underway. Oh, yeah. So So are we getting him out? I think we're underway. Javon against the ropes. Bang, lovely kick. We're under. Lovely start. Lovely start. Okay, Javon Evans versus Josh Briggs. Going for the cover. 2. Oh, I thought he had him, you know. I thought he had him, you know. Yes, look, I can't even get everything in capitals. Is Jade Cargill Bianca going to happen? Well, Bianca busted her finger, didn't she? So again, what plans did that change? So she's been out since Mania. Right now, shot coming in there by the young OG. Oh, kick coming in there by Briggs. Big forearm shot. Javon goes down. Javon goes down. Briggs coming in. Elbow drop. Going for the cover. Shots raining down there by Briggs. Stomp coming in there by Briggs. Flag match coming up later. Sign in the crowd said, Briggs, you suck. Javon Evans back. Shots coming into the midsection. And again, big right hands. Young OG goes down. Steve said, Javon has got such a huge upside. He's so young and he's already really good. I can see him making it onto the main roster. Here's Javon against the ropes. Duck underneath, over the other side. Javon again. Crossbody there by Briggs. 2. No joy. Okay, Briggs with Javon. Javon against the ropes. Bossman slam. 1, 2. Kick out there by Javon. What are the fans chanting? It's the Roman Reigns chant, isn't it? Oh, Briggs go away is the chant. Briggs go away is the chant. Leanne, shout out to you. Briggs go away. Briggs go away. That's the chant that's broken out at the PC. Sign in the crowd says, bouncy. Yeah, came straight out, called out Briggs. Right now, Briggs, though, has got a headlock applied to the young OG. Young OG coming up. Kyle said, Daze, I really enjoyed the streams. I like the graphics. I wish you knew how I did graphics. It's nothing to know, to be honest. I mean, that's just a white box. It's not the most complicated thing in the world. That's a black box on top of a white box. That was a graphic I just found online. And you can change the hue, which will change the color of it. So this is the white version, but I can change the hue and make it a different color. That's it, really. Through the ropes. Looking for a big boot. Briggs goes to the outsides. Javon. Briggs go. Javon going into the edge of the ring. Briggs coming over, grabbing Javon. He's looking to hurl him in the ring, edge of the ring. We're still fighting on the outsides. Sean said, one thing that's been sticking in my craw, the wrestlers with chains hanging on their gear, isn't that bringing in a foreign object? Why are the refs not making them remove it? I suppose they don't get used for anything, do they? If they used it to choke people, then it would be a weapon. Oh, Javon, kick coming in. Young OG. Oh, in the ring. I thought he was going to do like a moonsault. No. Look at him! Look at him! Suicide dive! Briggs goes down! Ah! Young OG! Young OG! Young OG! Young OG! This boy is bouncy! So good. So good. You just never know what he's going to do, man. You never know what he's going to do. Young OG, young OG, young OG. I honestly thought he was going to bounce off that rope, go back, but instead he got in the ring, went through. Suicide dive. And the suicide dive is so not exciting. But when the young OG does it, it is exciting. I see a suicide dive in every match I ever watch. Even matches that didn't have them, I swear I go back and I see them. But there's only certain people that can really do suicide dives the way that I think they should be done. I think Darby Allin has got a really good suicide dive. Kind of like hurls him. Like it looks great when it looks like you're really throwing yourself out the ring. Too many times people are like, against you know what I mean? It's really tame. It's weak. They're not really moving at any kind of speeds. Javon! Straight at you. Like a flipping missile. Javon going into the corner. Javon goes down. God, we're only 8 minutes in. It's not the crowd that worries me, says Trini with him. It's creative. If there's no space to push him, he'll get a bang debut and then end up a Theory or a Julia, said Trini. Steve said suicide dive now is like the body slam was 30 years ago. It's all the time, innit? Alex said, I genuinely think Darby throws himself for real. Yeah, his are great. I love his. I feel like I'm watching a proper contest, like people actually like, I'm going to make this count. Sometimes they go so slow through the ropes, it looks like they're going to get caught on the ropes. Like the bodies go through and it's like, I don't think the legs are going to make it. They're not moving quick enough. Not Javon. I don't even think the ropes know Javon's been through them. Elbow to the back there by Briggs. Daze, in Darby's case, it's literally suicide, said James. I know. I think the clue's in the name, isn't it? If you're not willing to commit suicide when you do that dive, if you're not willing to give your life for a suicide dive, then don't even bother doing it. Yeah? Bouncy, mama, bouncy, mama, bouncy, mama. I don't even know what the mama is, but I'm just added mama. Mama, bouncy, mama, mama. Bouncy. This boy is bouncy. Well, he's not very bouncy at the moment. He's being kept grounded right now. Shot coming into the midsection. He's trying to get Briggs up on his shoulder. No joy. Briggs against the ropes. Young OG. Superman punch. Right, we've still got Briggs over against the rope. Duck underneath. Another big blow coming in. Daze, I got an email from someone telling me I can't ban them if they don't come into the chat. But unfortunately, I can go and ban them on any stream. William, shout out to you. That's weird if you did receive an email. How would they get your email address? Going up, young OG. Gets caught. Ooh, against that middle rope. 1, 2, young OG should kick out. Yeah, it didn't feel like enough to put him down, but Briggs just throwing down some big ground shots right now. Young OG in a bit of trouble. Young OG in a little bit of trouble right now. Young OG being kept grounded. Benny said, is Jade Bianca going to happen? Yeah, but Bianca's been injured, but she's had a broken finger. You're going to respect me, says Briggs. Another big right hand there by Javon. It's coming back up. Good match this, actually, because different styles, isn't it? Briggs is a big powerhouse, big guy. Javon, obviously, very agile, very athletic. Oh, right hand there by Javon. Kick coming in by Javon. Go Superman punch again. Javon going to the outsides. Here he goes. Big air. Look at him. 1, 2. Nah, not enough. Not enough. Gotta go again. Young OG. Gets caught. Gets caught. He's got him up. I think he'll flip out of this. Over. Oh, look at that. Into our stunner. Kicks out as well. Yes. Go on, Javon. Big. Oh, my God. I tell you what, there wasn't much fancy about that. He just kicked his head off. 2. Oh, mate. I thought he had that. I thought he had that. Right now, we've got Javon back in the corner, coming in. Ah! This is such a fun match. This is so good. Javon, oh, God, he just kicks him with anything he can, doesn't he? I don't even know what leg he kicks him with. He comes off the ropes, flips over, and it's just whatever limb can make contact. Arm, leg, knee, elbow, shoulder, head. He's going coast to coast, baby. Young OG's going coast to coast. Young OG, long way out, coast to coast. Oh, my God. He even has to put a little flourish on the coast to coast. This is awesome. This is awesome. Oh, into the ring post goes the young OG. Young OG down. Javon back in the ring, still down, middle of the ring. What an amazing talent Javon Evans is. Kick coming in. Briggs is down. Now he might use that chain. He had that chain in his hand, and he does. He does. He does use the chain. 1, 2, 3. Now it's a weapon. Now it's a weapon. There we go. Josh Briggs with the chain. How did he use it, actually? Was it the one that was on his trousers, or did he have another one? Did he have a different one? Let's have a little look. Let's look at the replay. Kick coming in. I think it's a different one. It was on his neck. Oh, Vic's only just noticed. His one with 0 honor. Oh, I'm sure he'll be really bothered. Okay, we're backstage with Oba. Oba and Ricky. I wanted to talk to you both. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh, Grayson Waller effects. Grayson Waller effects. Okay, we got Trick. Oh, there's DIY. DIY are backstage, so we're going to be hearing from DIY. Okay, get your thoughts in for that opening match. Really fun way to start the show. So, yes, we are getting Grayson Waller on the show next week. Grayson Waller effect. I wonder if that will lead to Grayson against Ober. I mean, we've done Grayson Ober at house shows. Saturday, September 27th. No Mercy. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we're at commercial break, and this is going to give me a chance to just catch up. DIY's face in NXT tonight, but their heels on SmackDown, said Robbie. Tyler said, hi everyone, I'm just jumping in to say I've been stuck at work for a 16-hour shift. Hope everyone's had a great evening. Dude, I'm so sorry to hear that. 16-hour shift. Sorry. I'm sorry. Who won the opening match? It was won by Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs. Hello, Daze. How are you? I'm good, thanks. Opala, hope you're well. Hope you had a good day. What have I done today? I was up till lunchtime doing bits, went to beds, and then my folks are actually going away. So we just went out for a quick bite to eat down the road, and then came back, and it was pretty much time to do the members stream. So did that, overran a little bit. Now doing this stream. After this, all the videos. And yeah, that was my day, really. Not very exciting. Do we think Carmelo teams with Trick for Homecoming? Well, he did say, didn't he, about how you're not the only one with history around here. So, yes, there could be... There could be a chance that it is Carmelo. This person said they just got given candy by Vic Joseph. I just wondered what the video was, but the video isn't anything. It's just them showing the cat. I mean, that could have been a picture. Why did they feel the need to record that? Could have been a picture, couldn't it? Lifesaver gummies. So there we go. If you wondered what he had, it's those. I wonder if it is. Does he need the sugar or something? Or is he a little girl? Why does he have candy? Is he a paedophile? Is he trying to attract children? What's he doing? Why does he have candy? It's probably innocent. He's probably just diabetic or something. Or needs the sugar, or I don't really know how it works. I'd like to think it's that more than he's a paedophile. But he is giving it out to random people. I mean, we don't know how old this Najee is. 35. 35. There we go. 35. I think that's acceptable. 35 years old. Vic Joseph is giving candy out to 35-year-old men. And when you say it like that, it still sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? Vic Joseph is handing candy out to 35-year-old men. Here you go. I'd love it if I could watch you eat it. Yeah, that's how it feels, doesn't it? That's how it feels. Send me a video of you eating it. I'd love to see you eating it. First look at Triple H at the TED Sports Indianapolis stage. Great. Oh, he sent the video. Oh, I love that. I wish it was a video. Oh, it's even bigger here, look. I wish it was a video of you eating it, though. Is that just me? It might just be me. Okay, DIY are in the ring. Let's see what they've got to say. Probably words. 53. 12. 2. Great. 65. This is the new theme, isn't it? Have they changed that theme again? DIY. So he said it's been 10 years since I tagged with Johnny. I did not make much progress here, did I? I said I was NXT for life and I meant it. This place, these people, it'll always be our home. My last match in NXT, I knew wouldn't be my last match in NXT. Here he is. Here's Trick Willie. Bum. Whoop that trick. 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 Okay, Trick Willie is making his way. Last week, you lot got the best of me. It was 2-on-1. The both of you are jealous. You're jealous. Your NXT crew can't hang with my NXT crew. Ah, Trick says he's not alone. Yes! Yes! It is Carmelo! Man, it's going to be so weird seeing these two back together again. Carmelo Hayes returns to NXT. And obviously, Carmelo and Trick were together for so long. Trick Melo gang. Hey, can they even coexist? That's the question. Can they coexist? So Carmelo Hayes is here on NXT. And looks like we're building to Carmelo and Trick against DIY. That's a hell of a clash of generations, of eras. Yeah, man, that guy is loving it. Loving it. Carmelo stepping up to DIY. Melo chants. Well, DIY won't be intimidated. They've probably seen Melo on the main roster quite a bit. Carmelo. Going over, looking at Trick. Hug it out, hug it out, hug it out, hug it out. There's a little smile there on Carmelo's face. You've said a lot of things that are true, but you've said a lot that isn't true. Oh, what? Is he showing respect? No, it's going to be a swerve. You're saying that in a ring with someone that put renovations on this house. Oh, you're squatting in our house. Rent is due. Oh my God. You're a squatter, Chan. Well, where's this gonna go? Melo said, I've been gone for a year and a half. I'm going to say what I want to say. Oh my God. Oh my God, he cooked him. Trick's like, hang on, no, we ain't leaving it like that. We ain't leaving it like that. We've got history. That wasn't right. Okay, we're trying to build some bridges here. I squat where I want to squat. Where's this going? Tommaso, stir in the pot. Stir in the pot. Oh, here we go. Now they're on the same page. So you two are the last two to be talking. Do you know what people want to see? Yeah, so Trick Melo Gang, DIY. That is kind of fun though, isn't it? It's kind of fun how they didn't just put them back together and make it seem like everything's fine. I like the fact he came in and he had an issue with him. We still got to the match, but we made the points that needed to be made. Okay, speed match. Faby Apache taking on Lainey Reid next. NXT Homecoming said Beast Mode NXT Tag Match. It's going to be really good. It's going to be really good. I like the fact they didn't just bring him out and just act like everything was okay. Part of me at one point wondered, oh man, are we going to do Trick Melo for the TNA title? And then maybe find another tag team for DIY. Clearly DIY are having a match. But it didn't have to be Trick Melo. What if Trick had got Melo thinking, here we go, and then it blew up in his face, and now he's got to have a TNA match? And then we bring out someone out, like a surprise tag team, maybe the Hardys or someone, you know? Although for Homecoming, it would probably make more sense, wouldn't it, if it was a team from the past NXT. Don't know, my mind wandered there, but we still ended up where we thought at the start. Homecoming is starting to build, said Paquera. Nate says, hello to Dormouse. Melo looking like a king. Why haven't they used him like that on the main roster? Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, that was really good promo exchange, I think, for Melo. him coming in and, like, you know, shooting Trick down. I mean, Trick making sure that he had some comeback, of course. But, yeah, I agree. Fun. I mean, I really enjoyed the opening match, and I really enjoyed that segment. NXT once again, unsurprisingly, doing some cooking here. Russell Andy said, Daze, who would we move back to NXT to freshen up? I would like to see an NXT title run for Theory or a feud with Omos. I think Omos is a bit tricky because I think that he probably is going to work best if he pops up in random places rather than having a long run. You could give him an NXT run, but I don't think with Omos he has a run in NXT then goes to the main roster. WWE is so big now that actually it's kind of interesting to have this attraction that you can just sort of use wherever. You know, you got a battle royal, need a surprise, have Omos. You're going to be in Saudi, need an opponent for, like, you know, a cocky heel, use Omos. Down in AAA, you need someone for, you know, again, like a bit of a Rumble thing, use Omos. NXT, Evolve, AAA, Noah. There's TNA. There's lots of different places you can, like, use him now. I'm kind of down for that, to be honest. I do like your shout of Theory. I do like your Theory shout. I think that's a good shout. Women-wise, what about women? I mean, maybe like I don't know. I mean, like, have we really got anywhere with Ivy Nile? Maybe Ivy Nile might need a little bit of... do you know what? You could bring Zelina Vega down and give her a good run. You know, Zelina Vega in the women's division could be interesting with her being used regular. That could be kind of fun. I wouldn't be against that. Ivy Nile only because she's not doing a great deal on the main roster. I think Maxine Dupree needs to be in NXT. I don't feel like she's a main roster talent. I wonder if you could do something else with Otis, or if that ship has sailed. I'm just thinking of people that don't get much TV time. So I think the Theory shout's a great one, though. See if you can find that missing piece of the puzzle. You could bring Zelina down and just leave her there, said Mayor Pete. Omos and Ober and Bronson in a faction would be brutal, said Opala. Okay, here's Lainey Reid. We're going over to match number 2. No, we haven't seen much of Lainey Reid. First time I saw her was when she stepped up to Jacy Jayne, and I'd never even seen her before. I'm not massively impressed with her. There's not really anything that I find... It's all right. Okay, Faby Apache, I don't think I've seen before. AAA talent. Faby Apache making her way down. I am Faby Apache. I'm here representing AAA. Today I have a match for the Speed Championship. Not quite. The Speed Championship's going back to Mexico. Well, you've sort of got to win this match, then you've got to win another match, and then you've got to win that match. Then you can have the Speed Championship. There is... Natty. Is that a glimpse of Natty? Okay, they're talking about that version. Okay, we are underway with the Speeds match. Well, that's interesting. Natty being in the crowds. But Daze, it's funny how the carrion talk is silent now. The news has sparked AJ's return. Some will still say it's conspiracy work. Will he ever be back? I don't know. I mean, I just think the whole thing was so strange. It still doesn't sit right with me. Whether it's a work, whether it's a shoot, whether something's gone on and we've not been told about it. I mean, we talk all the time about metrics and about numbers and how that dictates who gets pushed. I mean, you could hear the crowd chanting for him. You could see that if you went onto the WWE shop, his shirt was the best seller, like the best seller. So you sort of look at that and go, why would you part ways with him? I mean, we did find out on the Ariel Helwani show he did get offered a contract. So they did offer him one, but it's still weird, isn't it? Oh, lovely work there by Faby Apache. 1, 2. Kick out. This match obviously has to be fast-paced. It is only 3 minutes long. Natty in the crowds watching on. She's not in this tournament, is she? Kick coming in there by Faby. Lainey down 2. Kick out by Lainey. Faby having a word. There's Natalya watching on. Double underhooks there by Faby. Kick coming in there by Lainey. And again, getting down to that final 62. Shoulder up. 50-odd seconds left to go. We need a winner. Otherwise, oh, lovely bridge. 1, 2. No joy. I think it was Candice that won last week. Faby Apache going up. Oh, Natalya distracts. Natalya on the outside. Oh, that's costs. Faby, big knee there by Lainey. 1, 2, 3. Lainey wins. Natalya distracted. Are we getting a Natalya-Lainey relationship? Like, what are we doing there? Yeah, look, she jumped over. Faby saw her. And that distraction, it just bought enough time. And that resulted in Lainey Reid getting the victory. To be honest, I want to see Natty. You know, the woman that we keep seeing at, like, Bloodsport. I don't really want to see her with Lainey, but maybe she isn't, look, because she seems to actually be setting her sights on Faby. Could that be a match for Worlds Collide? Could that be a Worlds Collide match? Zarya said she needs to get the win tonight. She needs to be at Homecoming. Natty, Faby, Worlds Collide, said Cameron. That makes sense. Okay, we got Hank and Tank. We got ZaRuca. Honk honk. Okay. I think Hank and Tank have got a crush, says Robbie. Well, fun segment, to be honest. I like, can you smell that? And he was like, I can smell vanilla, I can smell cinnamon. So, and they were like, no, victory. And he's like, yeah, but it smells like cinnamon and vanilla, so. Hank and Tank has got a crush on ZaRuca, says Kader. Beast Mode said ESPN and WrestlePalooza. Yes. Daze, I have discovered that for the past 3 years, you are the only one to pronounce my name correctly. The only one that's due to me having to tell them how. So congratulations. Thank you. David said, I can't wait for a Zarya heel turn. Natalia Faby announced for Worlds Collide, says Brony. Thank you. Any news on a big move? Don't know of any big moves. Are you enjoying the speed matches? I don't mind them, personally. I mean, if people aren't into them, I could understand that. But I think for me, speeds... Do you remember when we did the watch-along for it? When we did the watch-along for it, I was hoping for a show. I was under the impression it was going to be half an hour and there would be a few matches. And I was planning on doing that on a weekly basis. But we watched it. It was like one match, 3 minutes long, and that was it. So for me, like, I think it works a lot better being part of a show rather than just living on its own. I think if it lives on its own on social media, it's very missable, very skippable. Whereas actually being in NXT, I don't mind it. I think it works better being part of a show. Now, whether this is the right place for it, whether it needs its own space, that's up for debate. Whether it would work better in Evolve or work better on... I don't think you'd put it on the main roster. So if you're going to use it, this is probably the place to have it. So I don't mind it. I mean, I think the criticism people have is how am I meant to believe someone can beat someone so quickly? But my counter to that would be, well, they're both just going for it. There's no kind of form of defense. There's no kind of feeling out process. They're both going a million miles an hour, taking risks to try and get the win, which makes them more susceptible to lose. So I can sort of buy that they are a little more vulnerable than in a normal match. Whether that is good enough to explain someone losing in 3 minutes, I don't know. Everyone's going to have their own opinion on that. But yeah, for me, I don't find it a chore to watch them. And actually, do you know what? I mean, I see so much wrestling, and as I'm sure you lot do, it's kind of nice in a way to know this next match is not going to be any longer than 3 minutes. Like, I know this is not going to be like a long back and forth. It's not going to drift. It's not going to lose momentum. It's just going to be go, go, go for 3 minutes. And I don't mind it. I don't mind it. But if there's people out there that struggle with it, I could understand why. I don't think it's a match for everyone. What about a show called WWE Miscellaneous? WWE Miscellaneous. And that's got all random stuff like Mixed Match Challenge and Speed Matches. Let's go. That sounds great. Just a hodgepodge. I don't think it would be great for anyone's career that was on that show. But let's go. Daze, do we think Javon needs an NXT championship run before being called up to the main roster? No, not particularly. No. I don't think anyone needs a championship run. I mean, I think if you can cut promos and put on great matches, I mean, the only thing you're going to learn by being champion is kind of carrying the weight and being in a main event of, like, you know, the weight of a PLE. And you could say the weight of the promotion, but it's not really true, is it? I mean, you know, if Oba didn't show up this week or next week, that'd be okay. Like, NXT is a lot bigger than just its champions. WWE is a lot bigger than just its champions. So, yeah, I don't know. I think you can definitely learn some things by being champion. How to conduct yourself and, you know, all the extra press that you have to do. And I think there's definitely things that you can take from those experiences, but I don't think they're essential. I don't think it's like you've got to have those experiences before you get called up. Okay, here's Blake Monroe. Let's see what she's going to say. The glamour was never meant to be clean. The glamour can bleed and still be the star of the show. Oh, okay. Oh, this is interesting. Wow, that's quite a change for Blake Monroe. You didn't humble me. You awakened summer in me. See you in hell, JG. Okay, here's Dark State. Dun dum dun dum dum badum bum 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 badum bum. Okay, Dark State making their way down. Daze, did you get the emergency notey on Saturday, says Liam. The emergency notey? What's that, notification? No. But then I was with my family, so I wasn't really checking on social media, to be honest. What was the emergency? Liam, what was the emergency? Okay, here's Hank and Tank. Right, they're getting a title opportunity 50 minutes into this week's episodes. Hank and Tank versus Dark State. Why are your comment section getting ads about winning cars? I have no idea. If people have got... I mean, actually, how does that work? If you've got... if you don't have YouTube Premium, then do the streams get interrupted? I know I can insert adverts. I never do it. Do you want me to show you what that looks like? That's what that looks like. Right, we are underway. Okay, we've got Tank going over, throwing in a shot. Tank over the other side, knocking into Osiris. I am a minute or two behind. Blake Monroe is fantastic, says Mayor Pete. Oh, Hank and Tank. 1, 2. No joy. Yeah, I have the ability to insert those anytime I want, and I never, ever, ever do it. Shot coming into the midsection there by Hank. Another shot coming in again there by Osiris. Hank going into the corner. Coming in, grabbing Hank, getting him up, looking to throw him. Power bombing him down. Well, Tank going to make the save. This should be a good match, you know. This should be a good match. Okay, that speed match got good 95. Okay, shots coming in there by Hank and Tank, brawling away on Dark State. Over against the ropes. Tank comes in. Oh, good clothesline. Really good work there by Tank. Hank and Tank in the ring, getting ready. Tank, Hank, suicide dives. Take down Dark State. Hank and Tank in control. And there we go. I think we're going over to commercial break. The only update I need from YouTube is to allow mods to block people, says James. Steve said, I've got premium and I don't see anything. I didn't see anything even change when you did that. Perhaps it doesn't apply to premium. Oh, bang. Shot coming into the midsection. And again there by Hank. Daze, I think that Blake Monroe promo was foreshadowing a women's Hell in a Cell match with Blake and Jordan. Maybe at Halloween Havoc, said Sean. Do you think so? Where she said, like, welcome to hell. Or you've just I can't remember what she said. Something like, welcome to hell, or you've just unleashed hell. I'm going to show you why Blake Monroe can make even the devil blush. Maybe that is where we're going. Tank is in there then. We're at commercial break. Is in there with the thing. Is that Dion? Looks like Dion. Tag being made. Oh, double axe handle. Hank and Tank are in the ring. Right. It's meant to sound nice, but it's weird that an adult read that comment and took me serious, says Trini. Hank and Tank have got some public enemy going on now, said Akeem. Christopher said HBK, Triple H, DX... name Venezuela misname fan Madison Square Garden. I don't know what you mean, buds. Right now we've got Tank working on the arm of Dion. AB said Fireflux usually plays uninterrupted. I've noticed that I do get ads with Edge. Right now we got Tank in there working on the arm of Dion. Tag being made. Osiris trying to find a way back in. Back elbow there by Tank. Clothesline by Dion. Tank goes down. Isn't the Bravo browser free of YouTube ads? Do you know, I only ever use Chrome. I'm not aware of browsers that block YouTube ads, but I'm sure you can get a YouTube ad blocker, can't you? I'm sure an ad blocker would probably do that. Tag being made. Dion on the outsides. Duran said it might not be a Hell in a Cell match. Could be a Devil's Playgrounds. That's usually on the wheel of matches for that PLE, said Duran. It's a good shout. Will we make it, though, to Halloween Havoc? We're in early September. Halloween Havoc's not until the end of October. Okay, Dark State in control. Shot coming into the midsection. We've been at commercial break. Going back to the corner. Big boot coming in there by Tank. And a big right hand as well. Over the other side. Against the ropes. Round the back. Oh, goes down. 1, 2. No joy. They're finally diving into the crazy Blake Monroe character, which is nice to see, said Crispy Wrestler. Jordan Grace has said, I am ready and waiting. Gorgeous. So Jordan Grace has actually responded to that Blake Monroe segment. Okay, right now, Dion, bang, Dark State working together on Tank, going for the cover. We're almost done with hour 1. Okay, headlock being applied here by Osiris on Tank. Hank trying to get the crowd going, trying to get that support. But hurry up, Righteous. When are you going to show up, said James. Yeah, that's true. Perhaps that'll be at No Mercy. 1, 2, no joy, shoulder up. When are we getting the Righteous, said Dan. Well, No Mercy might be the most likely place. I don't know that we get them next week. I don't even know that they've signed. Word on the street was that WWE were interested. What's wrong, said Osiris. Now we've got shot coming in there by Tank. He's trying to make the tag, trying to reach over there to Hank. Shot coming back there by Tank. Is still trying to reach over again. No joy at the moment. Big shot coming in there by Osiris. Osiris trying to make a tag in. Both Hank and Tank are preventing each other from making a tag. This is really fun, actually. Who's going to win this battle? It's kind of really interesting. Who wins the show of strength? I wonder if they just break hands. They do. That's a shame. That would have been nice if someone had won that. Oh. And again, shots coming down. Going over against the ropes. Picks him up, scoops him up, slams him down. Hank and Tank. Bang. Big splash. Going over in the corner. Lovely. Hank trying to get Dion Lennox. Alabama slam. No. Oh. Going for the pin. Hank, 1, 2. Surely not. I don't think we're going to see the titles change hands after they only changed hands the other day. They're just talking about next week. They're just talking about Homecoming. The Blake Monroe character just isn't working. They do need to rework that character, said Spawny Boy. Well, they have done a little tweak of it that we've just seen. So, yes, perhaps they agree and feel that they do need to do that. Right now, looking for a superplex. Gets it! Here's Tank. Tank! Ugh. Going for the curver. 1, 2. Oh, Dion kicks out. It's not a bad match, this. Not bad at all as a tag is made. Right now we got Hank and Tank. Honk honk. Charging in. No. Numbers. The numbers. I mean, I don't know what the ref's going to do here, but we've got lots of outside interference. Here's Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry has come out from under that platform. Did someone... Who said his name? Did someone say his name? The referee's telling him to get out the ring. Roll up. 1, 2. Dark State, get it. Dark State, get it. Done. So there was lots of moving parts in there. Joe Hendry emerged. Referee was distracted. Outside interference. Dark State managed to get the pin. And unsurprisingly, the champs retain. Flag match. Who's going to win this? Is it Team USA or is it going to be Team Canada? Flag match coming up. I mean, I'm guessing it'll be USA, actually, because I don't think the title's on the line in this match. Okay, here's Tavion then. We're going straight over to our next match. Match number 4. The flag match. Tavion Heights against Ethan Paige. Tell you what, they've done well to get the flag stuff set up. They haven't. I was just about to say, they've done really well to get all the flag stuff set up so quick. And then I looked and they just hadn't. I think they're doing it now. They're setting it up now. What? Goldberg's trending. I don't know why Goldberg's trending. Is Goldberg trending? I actually don't know why Goldberg is trending. Maybe it's just one of life's great mysteries. Okay. Don't know. We've gone to commercial break as they set up the flag match. You can get your thoughts in for what you thought about Hank and Tank against Dark States. Hank, Tank, Dark State. I thought it was okay. I mean, it had a nice pace to it. It was Dark State that got the win. Right. Dan said it's a solid NXT, and I'm not surprised. It is a good offering, but next week is going to be even better. I've no doubt about that. Next week we go home to Full Sail, so I think that's going to be an even better show. Flag match is next, said AB. Yes, flag match next. Retro Gamer said, I hope we get to see that absolute beauty Chelsea Green. Well, she's not advertised in this, but maybe we see Chelsea and maybe we see Tyra May Steele. We could do. $2K is bringing back Goldberg and Lesnar. That is why. Well, let's go latest. See what people are saying. It might be something to do with Whoopi Goldberg. The first couple that I just read were all to do with Whoopi Goldberg. So Goldberg is trending, but it may be Whoopi Goldberg. I don't know. I just clicked on latest, and the first ones that I saw were all to do with Whoopi Goldberg. Perhaps she's coming into WWE. I don't know. I mean, we've got breaking news. There she is. Look, we can see. Look, Whoopi Goldberg is a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar, Goldberg. Goldberg. Imagine if we play the music and she comes out. Let's go. It's been 0 days since Gun Grabbers thought of my D. 0 days. 0 days. We've had to reset the counter. We've had to D-jokes. I don't really understand what's going on. I seem to have stumbled into some parallel universe that's full of D jokes and Whoopi Goldberg pictures. Don't know. God, look, Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, I can't find anything here that's about Goldberg. Oh, hello. Yes, I thought they would play this footage. This is Ethan trying to get Miles to turn heel. Yeah. I don't know who this anonymous is, but they get some pretty good footage. So Lexis is going off on Miles. Here's Miles. Oh, lights out. Turn the lights out. He's shredded, isn't he? He looks so good. I mean, to be honest, I would look after myself as well if I was going out with Stephanie, because, you know, I mean, you don't want to run the risk of her leaving you. So, I mean, I'd be shredded as well, I promise. I swear to God. I'd be shredded. Just out of sheer fear that she would leave me. Okay, we've got the flag set. Oh, straight away he's going over, trying to get the flag. Right, this could be all right, actually. This might be fun. Ring the bell. Okay, USA, USA. Ethan trying to get up, trying to get that Canadian flag. Guys, this is how we're going to sort this out. If America wins, then Canada becomes the 51st state. That would be a really good stipulation, actually, and it would make the match, like, a lot more engaging. And if Canada wins, then the USA has to become a Canadian province. If we could just get all the leaders to agree to that, then that would make this match better. Oh, Glory. Tavion going round to Old Glory. USA. USA. Charges over. Oh, my God. Speared Ethan through the ropes. Referee is right there to check on him. It looked a little botchy. Did look a little bit botchy. He just went... shot coming in. And again. I quite like Tavion, but I wouldn't say he's very refined. Say something now. I just said you're not very refined. Duck underneath against the ropes. Sling blade there by Tavion. And I hate that leg sleeve as well. You want me to say something? Your leg sleeve looks stupid. Going up, he's trying to get the Stars and Stripes. Oh, my God. VA5 said, in a blindfold Royal Rumble, who would win? Probably not the fans. Elbow coming in there by Tavion. And again, we're over by the Stars and Stripes. Tavion. Oh, good work there by Ethan. That looked good. That looked good. Right now we've got Tavion down, Ethan down. Crowd are invested in this, though. The crowd like it. Canada should name the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of Canada. Yes. I don't think they've got any right to do that, but they should just do it just to wind up Donald Trump and Americans. They'll be like, you can't do that. It's like, done it. That's what our map says. That's what our map says. What are you going to do about it? You'll do nothing. Right now we got Ethan. We should call it the Gulf of the United Kingdom. Oh, shot coming in there by Ethan. Maybe every country could name it after themselves. Poor El Grande wouldn't have a clue where he came from. Shot coming in again. We're over by Old Glory. We're over by the Stars and Stripes. Oh, hair pull by Ethan. Catty. Tavion down. Ethan down as well. This match continues. He did pull him by the hair. Tavion trying to get back up to his feet. Throws in a right hand. Wrestling Andy said, I love these rare match types. Just go full on neutral, said Rob. Why don't we call it the big ass puddle of water? Oh, that's great. Yes, I could get behind that. Or just the puddle. You know, there's only one the puddle. There's puddles, and then there's the puddle. Oh, Ethan down. Tavion in control. This reminds me of the Patriot and Bret Hart, said Wrestle with Andy. Where is Stax, said Jim. I don't think we've seen him this week, but he has been seen in previous weeks hanging around with, sniffing around Ariana Grace. I've seen him sniffing around her. Ethan goes shoulder first into the ring posts. Yeah, Paige goes down. Tavion climbs up. Oh, he spills to the outsides. Here's Ethan. Grabbing Tavion. Going into the ring steps. So right now, Ethan and Tavion are both down. Ethan using those ring steps, get back into the ring. Tavion still down. We got signs in the crowd that say USA, but we got a Canadian flag as well. Here we go. Ethan climbing up. He's getting close. Tavion, no. Oh, shots coming in. This is such a big battle. These two countries hate each other so much. Ethan is struggling a little bit here. We got a USA chant. There's Tavion. Big suplex. Psh, over the head, belly to belly, off the corner. That looks so good. That looks so good. That might do it. He's trying to go up. Ethan still down. Tavion climbing. I think he's going to do it. He reaches. USA have done it. USA. 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 It was never in doubt. It was never in doubt. The USA have done it. The underdogs. Oh, he's going and grabbing the Canada flag. Tavion, look at the shade. He grabs the Canadian flag. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? He's got the USA flag. Be careful here, Tavion. We don't want to start an international incident. He puts the Canadian flag over Ethan. And look at that. Look at that. There's going to be a lot of Canadian tears right now. But he did it. He did it. What the hell's going on? Tyler Breeze is coming out. Is this Tyler Breeze? Tyler Breeze! Oh my God! Yes! What the hell's this? Homecoming next week! Ah! Prince Pretty! Oh, mate, I used to love Tyler Breeze. Are we going to do Prince Pretty against Ethan Page? Oh my God, I'm so here for this. I'm so here for this. Yes, yes, yes. Mate, they were just playing the music. I was like, what the hell is going on? Has someone pressed the wrong button? And then out he came. So good. I used to love Prince Pretty. I still do. There's still time. We can bring him back. Give him a run. He can win the Rumble. I used to love Breezango as well. Ah, that was good. That was deeply satisfying. I'm deeply satisfied. Tyler Breeze. He works behind the scenes, I believe. I don't think it's a permanent comeback. I think it's probably just for Homecoming next week, you know. So good though. I called it last week, said James. We need Tyler Breeze. You're right. You're right. We do. And we got him. Yes. I just got more excited for Tyler Breeze than AJ, said Maine. I'm disappointed with that crowd. There was no reaction. Well, it was done so weird. It was kind of like the music was playing for Tavion and then the music changed. And it was like, it was weird. It's a weird way to sort of bring him in. It was out of left field. I agree. I agree. They still should have popped, though. Does that mean that the NXT crowd are actually fake fans? Is that what's going on? Are they fake fans that only know, like, the current roster? You know, you bring back someone like Tyler Breeze and they're like, who's this? Don't know who this is. Do you know what I mean? Bring back Bull Dempsey. Solomon Crow. And they'd be like, don't know who this is. Don't know who these people are. Are you telling me if we bring back Blue Pants, they're just going to sit there? Guys, we got fake fans. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. They should be embarrassed. Do you remember Tyler Breeze against Jushin Thunder Liger? I'm not even flipping making that up. That's what we did. That's how great Black and Gold was. We did Tyler Breeze against Jushin Thunder Liger. Sleazeboy said, would it be against the rules to send a super chat if one of the viewers has made a video that they're proud of? The subject is unethical booking. Would it be against the rules? No, I don't have a problem with that. If someone in the community is kind enough to be joining us, then no, I don't have a problem with that at all. I mean, I suppose for me, the line would be if you was promoting people that maybe don't join us, you know? Like, then that would be one that I'd be like, doesn't really feel right. I sort of feel like we're a community and I love supporting you guys. So, yeah, if you've got stuff going on that you want to shout about, I'm here for that. No issue with that whatsoever. No problems, no. I mean, like, Sunny talks about her, like, poetry, doesn't she? So, yeah, I have no problem with people if they've, you know, got something going on, they're proud of it, they want to shout about it. Here for that. But I think if people were going to use this to promote things outside of the community that's not connected with the community, that might be where it starts getting grey for me, you know? So, I don't know. No, honestly, never thought about it. It's never one that we've had kind of mentioned, so it's an interesting one. But to answer your question, no, I have absolutely no problem with supporting people that support the channel. I mean, if you guys are here sharing your thoughts and having a good time and, you know, making this the hopefully great place it is to hang out, then I sort of feel like it's the least, isn't it, really? So, no issue with that, Sleaze Boy. Respect to you for asking, though. There's a lot of people that wouldn't even ask. Right there, just promoting Canelo against Terence Crawford's. Dun-dun. The greatest return would be Lucky Cannon. Yeah, let's go. OG. But I think I found my collection. Hello here. Oh, this is that next Lola one, isn't it? CJ said, are you going to watch Canelo Crawford? Yes, I am planning on doing that, yes. Why didn't she have a lot of friends? I still love that picture. Oh, his dad's got a taekwondo school. You look strong, ready to battle. It's great, isn't it? I mean, everyone in her family's got a black belt and they've all got college degrees. Oh, that's her sister. This isn't just a match. This is for my culture and for my family. Yeah, the spinning back fist is awesome. I wonder if she wins. It's a big video package, this, isn't it? What a cute story, says Jacy. Yeah, we got the triple threat now, haven't we? The winners go on to face Alexa and Charlotte. What? What's that? Colossal? What's that? Is that a new woman thing? What's that? Next Tuesday. For the first time in 5 years. There she is. I went there. In 2018, I went to Orlando and I went to Full Sail. I didn't get to go to a show, I just visited. They're showing Sammy and Rhea and Bailey and Asuka, and who knows who we're going to end up getting. So they're showing Charlotte and Alexa. So, Tyler Breeze is going to fight for the title. Where did that come from? Oba and Ricky are going to be on the Grayson Waller effects. Triple H is shown, Finn Balor is shown, Bianca is shown, Profits are shown, William Regal is shown. Mate, next week is going to be so good. Oh, Jesus. Oh. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I think COVID would cause heart attacks, and that could have prevented if the Miz had worn a mask, said Odyssey. I've walked into a conversation there. Here's ZaRuca. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Okay, I'm guessing this is our main event. We got half an hour left to go. Lots of good vibes. Grayson Waller effect next week. Yeah, Prince Pretty's going to get a title match. That's great. Love that. Prince Pretty goes for the North American Championship. Tyler Breeze, Ethan Page. We've got a Grayson Waller effect. They haven't announced any other match, but we are going to get Charlotte Alexa, aren't we? Goods. Good, good, good. A night we'll never forget. Okay, commercial break. They should have got the C-Dub to give them an hour earlier start time since they can't go over anymore, said Glockness. Triple H needs to be there next week. Well, they did show him very clearly on the thing. A night we'll never forget. NXT heads to Full Sail next week for NXT Homecoming. And there, look. There he is. There's Moody McGrew. Coming back to NXT so that he can learn how to book. I might tweet that. Hopefully, Triple H can pick up some booking tips from HBK next week. Lol. I put lol because I'm only joking. I'm not a secret AEW fan. So I put lol so that everyone knows that I'm just lolling. But equally, I don't need to hear a load of people going, oh, what did you say that for? I bet you really end up mute that conversation. Say what you want. I ain't gonna see it. I bet you still enjoy watching Raw and SmackDown. Jesus Christ. Go away, virgin. Go away, virgins. Ah! Ah! We're at commercial break right now. But how the hell will Corey cover both SmackDown and Worlds Collides? Well, he is going to have to just find a way, isn't he? He is going to have to just find a way, and if there's any complaints, then he can go back to NXT, can't he? Yeah. You wanted the job. Well, now you've got the job, so stop crying about it. Days AJ Lee returns, and now Tyler Breeze. What a time to be alive. I know. My God, we're back in 2013, 2014. Which was a good time. I enjoyed that time. We need Daniel Bryan back. We need Yes-Mania and everything. We need to bring the streak back so we can end it again. Don't miss a second of any WWE podcasts. Oh, guys, shut up. Oh, the music's at the wrong place. They've got Jasmine and Fallon standing in front of Jacy for this one. Normally they stand behind. Oh, that's literally the worst part of the music. Okay, here we go then. Next match, our final match. Kick coming in there by... So we got Tatum, Jasmine. Oh, Tatum rolling up. Jasmine reversing. No joy. Against the ropes. Coming in, flipping over one. No joy again. Carmen said, Days, I wasn't able to attend Backbreaker Wrestling at the Auric Shrine in Michigan on Saturday because I wasn't able to make it for the venue. Damn it. Carmen, I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend, but thank you for giving us the update. Even if it was a disappointing update. Big Boot coming in. Days next week, NXT Homecoming. Will we get Hugger Bailey, said Dog Pounds. I suppose we could. I'm not expecting it because I don't know that her story on the main roster is connecting with NXT Homecoming. I don't know that they've kind of factored that in. But with kind of what's going on with the story, I suppose it's not impossible. So, interesting thought. Kit coming in. But I think what they're doing with Bailey is like a main roster type creative. I don't know that it's connected to Homecoming. I still don't even know where that's leading. 1, 2, body scissors by Fallon. We should bring back the NXT Women's Tag Belt, said Wrestle with Andy. Maybe. It really depends if they want to make women's tag teams or not. Shots coming in there by Zarya and Izzy. Big boot there by Izzy. Another big boot coming back there by Zarya. Duck underneath against the ropes. And we are well underway. So ZaRuca on the outside. Jacy is stayed at ringside. Fallon. Crossbody. Going over. Go, baby. Go, baby. Jasmine in. Oh, love that. Against ropes goes Fallon. We know that Jasmine's got that sick Pele kick whenever she needs it. Going off the rope. Nice kick coming in there by Jasmine. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Just a 1. Just a 1. Big shot coming in there by Izzy. Fallon against the ropes. Crossbody gets caught there by Izzy. So, oh, lovely. Springboard, missile, drop kick. Soul looking over as Tatum comes in. Takes the legs away from Tatum. Flips over. Duck underneath. Round the back. Picks up Jasmine. Spins around. Tatum just got knocked down. Ooh, Jasmine got slammed on Tatum's head. Right now, Soul is doing a double surf. Coming in, double drop kick. Jasmine over in the corner. I don't know, that tag being made. Tatum gets thrown out. Soul in there. Going over. Against the ropes, tripped over. Lovely work. Fallon was tagged in. Big forearm shot. ZaRuca down. Fallon goes in, charges over, goes up to the outside. Lovely work. Whoa! We're taking down Nico Vance for seemingly no reason. Oh, bodies everywhere, mate. Bodies everywhere. Bodies everywhere. Big kick coming in there by Jasmine. Oh, I love that. I love that by Tatum. So, whoa! She stuck the landing! She stuck the landing! She landed on her feet! Jesus! Look at that! She should be in the flipping Olympics! Oh my God! That was sick. That was sick. I don't know if it's wrestling, but it was sick. I mean, I certainly never saw Andre the Giant do it. That's my review of that. Retro Gamer said, Soul is such a star. She is incredible. Back in the ring. Boot coming in there by Fallon. Kick coming in there by Soul. So good. Right now she's got to go in the corner. Fallon in the corner. She doesn't need to be NXT champ. She just goes straight to the main roster, said Dr. Lucha Lala. ZaRuca is coming in. She gets thrown over at Fallon. Oh, so looking forward to next week's homecoming show. Right now, Jasmine taking the legs away from Soul. Soul getting smashed face first down. Jasmine making fun of Soul. Soul going over into the corner. In comes Fallon. Big boot to the midsection. ZaRuca down. Going for the cover. 1, 2. No joy. Surely we get a KO appearance, said Harry. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, he can't wrestle, of course, but he could make his presence felt. I mean, are we going to get another segment out there? We've still got another 20 minutes, which actually feels like quite a lot of time. Tag being made, in comes Jasmine. Fallon being thrown into the corner. Over goes Soul. Got headlock being applied. A figure 4 headlock. Now we've got a sleeper. Oh yeah, we're doing a bit of human centipedes. We got a bit of human centipede on the go. 1, 2, Soul, no joy. Tag being made. Here's Izzy. Down goes Jasmine. Down goes Soul. In comes Fallon. She gets picked up, scooped up, slammed down. Yeah, non-stop this match so far. Elbow drop. No picture in picture, said Maine. Kick coming in there by Izzy, the powerhouse. Oh yeah, we are at commercial break. We've got 20 odd seconds to go. Over against the ropes goes Izzy. Down goes Fallon. 1. No joy. No joy. Super chat. Jared said a younger days look like a fandango. I could see that. I could see that. Jared, thank you, butts. Okay, we got a Mexican wave going around the arena. I stand corrected. I think ZaRuca takes the cake for smallest shorts, said Wrestle Rants. They are small. I mean, they're so small, it's like they're painted on. Kick coming in. Going over to the outsides. Kick coming in there by Soul. ZaRuca. Ah! Jasmine. Prevented Soul. Yeah, wipe out. Wipe out. Ah, Jacy getting involved. Jacy! Love that. Jasmine and Jacy working together. Fallon's like, yeah! Fatal Influence. Bang, blockbuster. Chops coming in there by Soul. Soul is going up. She's thrown onto Izzy. 1, 2. No joy. Hey, at a house show, they did ZaRuca soul snatching Zarya. So, are we going to see ZaRuca soul snatching Zarya here? Suplex. 1, 2. No joy. Looking for another suplex. Working on the arm. Kick coming in there by ZaRuca. Over in the corner. Charging in. Goes up to the outsides. Forearm shot coming in there by ZaRuca. Soul snatcher maybe. Kick coming in. Right now we got Jasmine climbing up. Looking for a suplex. Izzy coming over. Looking for a power bomb. She's going to powerbomb Jasmine. Jasmine's going to suplex. No, she didn't. Izzy and... Oh, look at that. A super blockbuster. Everyone's down. Everyone's down. Okay, we've got about 16 minutes to go. Bang. Tatum on the outside, desperately wanting in. Zarya desperately wanting in. Fallon wants in as well. Tag being made. Zarya in. Tatum in. Fallon in. Oof. Big boot. Oh. Yeah, Zarya looking really good here. Going for a shot against the ropes. Ah, catches Jasmine. Bang. She grabs Tatum. She's going to look for a powerbomb. Picks it. Oh, my God. Hurls her. Just throws her. Goes for the pin. 2. Izzy makes the save. Hasib said next week we'll get NXT alumni. But do we think we'll get anyone not on the roster returning? Well, I'd like to see Enzo. I'd like to see the Vaudevillains. I don't mind seeing... It's who? Oh, here we go. Oh, she did! She did! Soul Snatcher to Zarya! Oh, my God! Soul Snatcher to Zarya! 1, 2, 3... Wow. So they've been eliminated. Wow. Yeah. Look at this. Goes up. Bang. That was done even better than the one at the house show. That was done even better. Right now, Izzy Dame double knees down goes... Jasmine, 1, 2. Could this get it? Oh, was it? Flipping felt like it was close. Chip over there by Fallon, pulling Izzy out the ring. Big shot coming in. Non-stop action here. I don't know that this is going to go another 13 minutes, though. 1, 2, no joy. Oh, big shot by Jacy. Tatum, 1, 2. Oh, still kicks out. This is good. This is fun. This is awesome. 1, 2. Jasmine with a kick. Izzy makes the save. Right now, jumping on, Thez pressing. No joy. Those two rolling out the ring. That's just going to leave Tatum and Fallon. I mean, it could be any of these teams, to be honest. Okay, Fallon going up top. Oh, beautiful boot there by Tatum. Tatum to the outside. She's going up. She's perched. Misses. Misses. Fallon. Duck underneath. Oh, that would have been nice for a Pele. Going over. No. God, it's chaos. It's absolute chaos. Fallon in trouble. Fallon down. Izzy looking to put her away. That might be it. 2, 3, and it is. Wow. Chaos. So it's going to be the Culling. Jacy looks pretty furious. Just bonkers. What a match. That was like million miles an hour. So, the Culling. You both failed me. Oh, mate, she's going off. Oh, someone's arriving. Who's arriving? Who's this going to be? Is this going to be Charlotte and Alexa, maybe? Oh, no. 3 cars. 3 cars. Imagine if it's Bailey, Charlotte. Oh, it can't be. Who's arrived? 3 cars. Who have we had that was in a group of 3? I mean, it ain't going to be Mandy Rose and... Gigi Dolan and... I mean, that was a group. Riot Squads. Nah, because is Ruby under contract? Riot Squad's a good shout. But is Ruby under contract with AEW? Undisputed, I wish. Oh my God, who is this? Well, it's not the Shield, is it? John Moxley's under contract with AEW. It's Retribute. Could you imagine if it is? Because they did... well, it feels like it might be women. Oh, who is it? Who is it? Can't think of many groups of 3 in the past. I mean, you can think of like The Way, but it ain't going to be them. Because that's 4, first of all. And we know that Johnny's already involved in a match. Won't be the Shield because of Moxley. Won't be Riot Squad because of Ruby. Sanity. Sanity was another group, wasn't it? But that was a men's group. And I can't imagine it being Sanity. Certainly weren't that big of a deal where you would do that for them, you know? Asuka, you and Kairi Sane said, Sean. Let's go. What about the Righteous? Are they that big of a deal? That you would, and plus there's not 3. Unless it's Carrion and the Righteous. Imagine if it's Carrion and the Righteous. I'm going to say this is going to be a letdown. Well, guys, I feel like that's probably the right place to end this week's stream. So, really appreciate people joining us. I hope you enjoyed this week's NXT. And, yes, we'll be back next week. So, bye for now. No, let's find out. We got 8 minutes. Well, the women are still in the ring, so it's got to be women. Yeah, so they're going to have to take on 3 women. What if it's not a group and it's just 3 women? I'm sick and tired of carrying this group on my back. She's going off on... Probably a former women's champion. She's still going, man. Okay, right, the music hits. And I think, is that Stephanie? Okay, so it's Stephanie that's coming out. So Stephanie is here. So does that mean that one of the cars was Julia? I mean, she ain't been gone that long. I don't really like this surprise. It's nice to see her, though. Because we haven't seen her, have we? She wasn't on the show yesterday. She didn't fancy it. Well, who has she got? Maybe she's got someone good. Oh, she got Tiffany. She's brought Tiffany? Really? Well, what's this got to do with black and gold? What's this got to do with going back to Full Sail? What? What's he say? What did Booker say? He's gonna pop his what? What did Booker say? Well, who else are they going to bring out? I got no idea what's connecting all these people. I'm guessing they're just former NXT champs. Julia. Lyra. Yeah. It's sad. Oh, mommy! Now that's good! Now that's good! Rhea Ripley! Oh, now that's good! That's good! There's someone that was at Full Sail. Rhea Ripley comes out. That's good. Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, and Stephanie. Jacy's like, no. Rhea Ripley in NXT. I didn't mean it. Mommy chance. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Rhea's laughing. She's like, yeah, I don't think so. There's 3 of you. And there's 3 of us. We'll see you at Full Sail. Right there, jumping in the ring. Brawl! Here we go! Bang! Oh, well, that didn't last long. Oh, it's chaos! It's chaos! No, they hit him once and they got out the ring. There we go. Well, they're stacking it, aren't they, with star power? That's what they're doing. They are stacking it, mate. Stacking it. Jeremy said next week is going to be insane. They got murked, said Mayor Pete. Grayson Waller effect next week on the show. Oh, I tell you, I do love a stacked show, and that's certainly what we've got next week. So something to really look forward to. Look at my life. Look at my life. Click your heels twice, but they say there's no place like home. We have mommy, says Tiffany. Well, there we go. NXT, I think a very entertaining show. And really a show that just sets up next week, of course. But, bang. Right. Triple H should take notes on this. It seems like he's forgetting his NXT roots of late, says Steve. Next week's card is stacked, and that's just Tiffany's chest, says Mayor Pete. Rhea is there too, says AB. Retro Gamer said, that's a wrap. It was a great show. Calvin said, I'm just going to say it now. I really hope that Theory comes back next week and beats Grayson down. Well, maybe. I mean, if Grayson's doing if Grayson is going to be doing a Grayson Waller effect, then maybe we can get a confrontation. Fatal Influence should win. They probably should, whether they will or not. Probably not, but they probably should. Stephanie is busy next week. She's got Raw, NXT, and WrestlePalooza. That is a stacked 6-woman tag, says AB. Daze, I'm just stopping by to say hello. NXT was a 7.6. I hope you and your partner, Tommy, are well. I'm okay. I don't know about Tommy. I only speak to him on a Thursday, but I'm sure he's okay. That was an L segment. We've not seen La Primera in a month and a half yet. She shows up randomly in NXT with Tiffany and Rhea, said Wrestle Rants. Booker needs to clarify what he said as soon as possible. Yeah, what did Booker say? I can't see anyone talking about it. I do have the recording on it. It couldn't have been what we're thinking. It did sound like he said, I gotta pop my D. He had to pop that D. It did sound like that's what he said. I've got to pop that D. I mean, I need to listen to that because obviously we got a talking points video, and if he did say that, that is a talking point. I don't know if that's what he said, but I gotta tell you, man, people are asking some questions. Like, what did he say? What did he say? I hope he did not say that. Well, I'm going to click off, and I've got the footage. So I'm going to play it, and I'll see what he said. But, yeah, if he did say that... Well, it's been great, hasn't it? I think we can all agree it's been great having Booker on in WWE. If he did say that, I wish him all the very best on his future endeavors. I have no idea that he'll get away with that. But, okay, right. Awesome. Thanks a lot for joining us. I'm going to start working on some videos and find out what Booker said. And I'll see you tomorrow for Evolve. If not, I will see you on Friday for SmackDown. I was trying to think what I would see you for there. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.